Hokage give me a face. Dragon Ball, Chapter 161-182. Chapter 161 Pretending to be a scholar. While Yi-zan was talking, the 18th had come to Yi-zan's side again. Yeah, it's getting more and more fun, my dear. On the 18th, Yi-zan turned back suddenly, his eyes narrowed with a cold light. Time and space. Yi-zan's words made number 18 cover his mouth and smiled. Of course, how is it? Handsome, right? Ho 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 ho, this is your blessing, so, you are mine. On the 18th, let Yi-zan cover his forehead. Why do I feel a pain in my forehead? Yi-zan is really helpless about the reaction of number 18, can you not be so pitiful? If you pursue me, do you want to eat me so terrifying? Yi-zan said helplessly. You pursue me, I will not do anything to resist. You can use whatever posture you like, as for how to trick me like this. No, 18 blinked, not knowing the meaning of Yi-zan's words, but this did not prevent number 18 from continuing to shoot at Yi-zan. Ha! On the 18th, he shouted and quickly attacked Yi-zan. Yi-xuaner turned his head and ran away without saying a word. Fighting or something, Yi-zan said that he still has no love at all, and it is best to do some shy things with his sister paper. Besides, why is he pretending to be dead to avoid others from making trouble for him, so no one knows about death, so how can we play? As a result, Yi-zan soon appeared in people's field of vision again. Then, a hoax written, directed and acted by Yi-zan himself kicked off a vigorous curtain. Boom boom. The explosion sounded constantly in midair. And Yi-zan finally discovered something beyond his expectations, the power of number 18. You are not my opponent. No, 18 stood proudly in midair, looking at Yi-zan. In order to defeat you, I drifted in the universe for so long, and when I heard a strong man come forward, I immediately rushed over, repeating it again and again. The battle of life and death, it's all for this moment. You must be mine. No one can take it away. No, 18 roared loudly, and the corners of his mouth burst with crazy possessiveness, attacking Yi-zan. Boom, long. The terrifying speed caused a dizzying roar, and figures that were invisible to the naked eye were constantly intertwined in the air. Is this Yi-zan's strength? Immortal Turtle and Klein and the others stared blankly at the battle in midair, unable to believe his eyes. This level of battle had already exceeded his and others' understanding. Scope, can human beings really reach this point? Yi-zan frowned tightly and looked at number 18. Yi-zan's feeling is becoming more and more obvious now. The number 18 is getting stronger and stronger as he fights against himself. His extremely strong learning ability is really making people feel a little tricky. And, the most troublesome thing is that the 18th, chi attribute, with the passage of time, more and more restrained his chi. I'm an existence born to fight. Number 18 shouted and locked Yi-zan's body directly. And this stalemate finally made everyone see what happened, but this surprised everyone. What? Piccolo was a little stunned when he saw Yi-zan being tightly locked by number 18. Yi-zan actually lost. I said, you are mine. Number 18 looked at Yi-zan's mouth with a paranoid smile. Yi-zan looked at number 18. Then, has anyone told you that what men like most is women's pursuit, not being eaten by women? Yi-zan said such a sentence, and the chi in his body surged rapidly. However, at the moment when Yi-zan moved, number 18 attacked at a faster speed. Boom! With a loud noise, Yi-zan's body fell to the ground. Yi-zan! Immortal Turtle and the others shouted at Yi-zan. I can't open my eyes if I don't open my eyes. No matter who calls me, I can't open my eyes. I'm already dead, that's all. Yi Xuanqiang endured that he was dead. Ha ha ha, you are mine now. Number 18 said, coming towards Yi-zan quickly. Took out the corpse that he had prepared for a long time. As for Yi-zan himself, he slipped away secretly when everyone was in grief. Anyway, Yi-zan said that he will be a dead person in the future, so don't come here if you have anything or nothing. I died once, and I really feel refreshed. It seems that I will have to die a few more times in the future. If you die, you will get used to it. Yizan nodded and said relaxedly. When Yizan thought about the future when pushing down the sister paper, Yizan would not be disturbed by all kinds of things to save the world, and Yizan felt refreshed. Husband, are you all right? When Yizan came to Chi-Chi and Bulma's side, although the two women had long known that Yizan would not have an accident, they still couldn't help asking with concern. Of course, everything is as perfect as my plan. Yizan evoked a smile and said to Bulma and Chi-Chi, however, you can't miss out. That's fine, I change an identity. Yizan said, what was originally an adult's body slowly turned into a teenager. Well, that's it. My identity is Yizan from a parallel space. Occupation, a scholar. Yizan took out a pair of glasses from somewhere, and hung them on the bridge of his nose. With a gentle and elegant appearance, it is obvious that Yizan planned this. On the other hand, Bulma and Chi-Chi were dumbfounded as they watched Yizan's identity change, and they couldn't turn their heads. Is this really okay? Bulma and Kiki asked blankly. Of course. It's such a happy decision. From now on, I'll be Yizan from the parallel space. You can call me Yizan directly. Profession, scholar. Yizan said with a smile. Chapter 162-daughter is going to school. No. 18 looked at Yizan's corpse falling from the sky with a different look in his eyes. The long-cherished wish finally came true. On the 18th, he rushed to Yizan's body and completely absorbed Yizan's body in a short while. On the 18th, he pursed his lips and looked at the shriveled Yizan. He didn't know what was going on, and suddenly felt sad. Before the 18th, he had been occupied by the huge desire to absorb Yizan, so he did not notice another thought of his own, that is, love for Yizan. I don't know when, number 18 had a different feeling for Yizan, and this feeling had been occupied by the huge desire to absorb Yizan before, and could not be detected by number 18, and after this wish was fulfilled, on the 18th, he finally found something wrong, and he seemed to have another feeling for Yizan. No, 18 stared blankly at all this, and the strange feeling in his heart kept hitting his heart. Yizan didn't know number 18's thoughts. Yizan just found a very nice place with Bulma, Chi-Chi and his daughter, built a villa, and enjoyed it very relaxedly. In this way, as time passed, the years passed quickly. In the past few years, Yizan, who was dead, finally felt relaxed, without anyone's random interruption, and enjoyed a peaceful time with Bu Ma Chi-Chi. When he was idle and bored, he could still playing with his daughter Bai Shui. However, what Yizan never expected was that the earth did not calm down after leaving him, and there were still some battles, and the person who helped Yizan in the next battle was neither Vegeta nor already the dead Sun Wukong is not like the immortal Big Turtle, but number 18. It's really strange. In the original book, number 18 was an existence that almost destroyed the earth. Although he finally rehabilitated, it is undeniable that number 18 was originally evil, and number 18 also killed himself. Yizan touched himself chin. It is really difficult to understand the behavior of number 18. However, this has nothing to do with me. Yizan yawned and said casually. What does it have nothing to do with your husband? Chi-Chi didn't know when she came to Yizan and asked Yizan. Yizan waved his hand and didn't say much. Behind Chi-Chi, Bulma came to Yizan with Bai Shui in his arms, and said to Yizan, Husband, although we are very comfortable living here, there is one more thing I am going to tell you. What's wrong? Yizan looked at Boomer and asked strangely. Bai Shui is old enough to go to school, we can't stay here any longer. Boomer said looking at Yizan. Well, Yizan pondered for a while, then nodded. Well, since that's the case, let's go to school. Yizan had no great opinion on this matter. After all, going to school was quite meaningful. However, Bulma's next sentence made Yizan stunned. No, I don't worry about letting Bai Shui go to school alone, so I want you to be a teacher. Bulma said to Yizan. Teacher. Yizan looked at Bulma suspiciously. Boomer nodded. Yes, teacher. Let me be a teacher. Yizan is really cute. Let yourself be a teacher. Are you sure you won't teach a bunch of demon kings? Or a beast in clothes? Worst of all, what I cultivated myself is definitely a canine creature. I don't. Yizan suddenly stopped talking. Because Yizan suddenly thought that it would be a good choice to become a teacher by himself. The affair between the male teacher and the female student, quack. There was a wolf light in Yizan's eyes. Okay, for Bai Shui, if you want to be a teacher, just be a teacher. Well, compared to the nonsense reason for Bai Shui, Yizan wanted to experience the rush of being a beast teacher. Let's go, let Bai Shui choose the school by himself. Yizan wants to go to a certain school to be a teacher is absolutely simple and easy, so in the end, it falls on Bai Shui to go to that school. Although Bai Shui is only a few years old now, under the training of Yizan and others, he has shown extraordinary talent from a young age, so it is understandable that this choice falls on Bai Shui. Kiki and Bulma also agreed with Yizan's proposal, however. I'm going to this school. Bai Shui pointed to one of the many schools. Then. Ha ha ha, Bai Shui, you're good, she is indeed my father's daughter. After seeing the school Bai Shui chose, Yizan laughed and gave Bai Shui a thumbs up. Compared with Yizan, Chi-Chi and Bulma looked at Yizan angrily. No, you absolutely cannot choose this school. This school is a girls' school, how can you be a man as a teacher? This is why Kiki and Bulma reacted this way. The school Bai Shui chose was not another school, but a girls' school. If Yizan, a lascivious canine creature, was really put in this place, tisk tisk, it would definitely be as it good for tigers to enter the flock. Bai Shui, what do you think? Yizan well pushed this question to his daughter Bai Shui. And Bai Shui is the help of God, I'm going to this school. At this moment, Bai Shui's milky words made Yizan extremely moved. This is Dad's good daughter. Yizan said while looking at Bai Shui with a smile. Yeah, Bai Shui Tsunere nodded his head and looked at Yizan. Bulma and Chi-Chi waved their hands after hearing the words. No, absolutely not. If you really go, how many more sisters will we have? The words of Bulma and Chi-Chi made Yizan very agree that she is worthy of being his own woman, that is, to understand herself. However, Yizan said repeatedly, how is it possible? I am definitely not such a person. Aren't you? Are you a ghost? Bulma and Kiki both expressed disbelief. Chapter 163 _ You'll understand when you grow up. Although both Bulma and Chi-Chi were extremely dissatisfied with Yizan going to teach at the girls' school, in the end, Yizan still went to the girls' school. There was no way, Bai Shui had a very high status in the family. As a result, the Bulma family and Yizan exerted their efforts at the same time, and the huge influence brought by the combination of the two was finally reflected. It didn't take long for Yizan to become a teacher at the girls' school, although he was a little young. In this way, not long after, Yizan and Bai Shui came to the school together. Ah la la, it's really heaven. Yizan walked in the school with Bai Shui, looking at the tender girls around him, he couldn't help but sigh. In this way, Yizan and Bai Shui started their school life. It's really a leisurely and comfortable life. Yizan casually held Bai Shui's hand and walked on the road casually. Bai Shui looked at Yizan and said, Dad is always like this, like he didn't wake up. Ah, Yizan let out a strange laugh, messing up Bai Shui's hair, which had been tidied up by his shadow, and walked away amid Bai Shui's angry cry. Bah! At this time, a sound similar to firecrackers caught Bai Shui's attention. Bai Shui glanced around, and finally put her eyes in one direction, over there. Bai Shui said, and went straight to the side. Hey, wait, Snow White, wait. Yizan looked at Bai Shui who suddenly ran to the side, and hurriedly chased after him. Blah blah. With the sound of two firecrackers resounding, Yizan suddenly widened his eyes. No, it's not right. It's not the sound of firecrackers. Bai Shui, don't go. Yizan hurried to catch up with Bai Shui, but it was too late. Bai Shui's eyes widened, looking at everything in front of her. her eyes widened in horror. In an instant, Yizan also came to Bai Shui. What appeared in front of Yizan was a bloody murder case. No, to be precise, it should be a robbery case. Yizan glanced at Silver and the police in front of him, frowned slightly. To be honest, Yizan really didn't want to get involved. Let's go, Bai Shui. Yizan covered Bai Shui's eyes and said to Bai Shui. But Bai Shui pulled Yizan down and covered her hands, looked at the robbery in front of her, turned around, and said to Yizan, Dad, I'm going to defeat that robber. It's too much to kill someone. Bai Shui's words made Yizan stunned. As Yizan's daughter, Bai Shui naturally possesses a force that ordinary people cannot match. Even the threat of firearms to Bai Shui is really not that big, but... Okay, Bai Shui, don't make trouble, leave these matters to the police, uncle. Yizan was really tired of fighting. From the Hokage world, he began to calculate, become stronger, fight, until the Dragon Ball. He is now, although not the strongest. Yizan really hated fighting. Besides, it's just a robber, just hand it over to the police. Yizan thought like this, but he was about to take Bai Shui away. However, Bai Shui broke free from Yizan. Dad, I didn't expect you to be so timid. Bai Shui said, facing Yizan, if you don't go, I will go. After Bai Shui finished speaking, she quickly walked towards the robber who was fighting with the police. Bai Shui's behavior made Yizan frown. When Yizan hesitated, Bai Shui had already subdued the robbers, but... Don't move. A robber kidnapped the staff of the Silver Line and said to Bai Shui and many police officers. Bai Shui was dumbfounded for a moment. Although Bai Shui could guarantee that she would not be hit by a firearm, she could not guarantee that others would be fine. Seeing this, Yizan hesitated for a moment when he was about to go out. His face changed, but it had changed to what he looked like when he died before, that is, an adult Yizan. Pung. Yizan's shot naturally gave the robbers no chance to shoot, and instantly subdued the robbers and rescued the hostages. So handsome. Seeing this, Bai Shui shouted at Yizan, Wait, who are you? My name is Bai Shui, you are amazing. Yizan glanced at Bai Shui, with a smile on the corner of his mouth, and left quickly. After all, he would go to school with Bai Shui for a while. Not long after, Bai Shui came to Yizan, who had recovered his youthful appearance with a look of anticipation and frustration, glanced at Yizan, pouted tightly, turned his head and ignored Yizan. Yizan looked at Bai Shui with a puffed face, and smiled. What's wrong? Who made our baby angry? Tell Dad, Dad will teach you a lesson. Dare to provoke our family. The princess is angry, she is really impatient. Bai Shui shouted at Yizan, It's not you. You are so powerful, why didn't you fight? Bai Shui's words caused the smile on Yizan's mouth to slowly disappear, and his face was a little serious. Seeing the smile on Yizan's mouth disappear, Bai Shui was also a little scared. Although Yizan is now a teenager, he has always been in a high position, and his aura is extremely powerful. When there is no smile, the powerful breath even makes people gasp. But feeling pissed, Yizan looked at Bai Shui, and said with a bit of sigh, Powerful. Take action. Alas, these things, maybe you will understand later, too many people are greedy. You kindly shot to save them, but, over time, they will take your kindness and good intentions as a matter of course, and accept it as a matter of course. Finally, when you don't want to shoot, they will get angry, they will be angry, they will explode, and they will hate you, but they forget that you have no obligation to protect them at all. Yizan's words made Bai Shui look at Yizan ignorantly, not understanding what Yizan's words meant. When Yizan saw this, he shook his head, and the smile on the corner of his mouth bloomed again. Okay, these things, when you grow up, you will naturally understand. Yizan's smile finally made Bai Shui's timidity disappear and regain her vitality again. Dad, do you know? There was a man who was so powerful just now that he defeated the robber and saved the hostage, and he looks so handsome. Chapter 164 _ Encounter Bidily. Dad, do you know? There was a man who was so powerful just now that he defeated the robber and saved the hostage, and he looks so handsome. Bai Shui's words made Yizan stunned. Who is it? So powerful. Yizan looked at Bai Shui and asked with a smile. Bai Shui waved her hands excitedly. That person is wearing a beautiful, handsome, cool white robe. Following Bai Shui's description, Yizan became more and more certain that the person Bai Shui was talking about was himself, and that he turned out after seeing Bai Shui in trouble. Really? Is he really so handsome? So cool. Yizan looked at Bai Shui with a smile and asked, how about compared to Dad? Yizan's words made Bai Shui glance at Yizan. HMPH, he is much more handsome and cooler than his father. Yizan looked at Bai Shui's appearance of Tsunere, touched his nose embarrassedly, and was thinking about whether to tell Bai Shui the truth. While Yizan hesitated, the two had already come to the school. As soon as he arrived at the school, Bai Shui left Yizan happily and went to play around. And 30 Yizan shook his head dotingly and walked towards his office. But at this time, a cry full of immaturity attracted Yizan's attention. On a branch, a little girl fell rapidly, but she was about to fall to the ground. Yizan glanced around, and after seeing that no one was paying attention, he dodged and disappeared directly in place. When he reappeared, he was already holding the little girl who fell from the tree in his arms. Are you all right? Yizan asked gently, looking at the little girl in pink makeup and jade in his arms. Ah. The little girl closed her eyes tightly, and after a while, she slowly opened her eyes, seeing Yizan's gentle smile. So gentle, so handsome. The little girl thought to Yuhi with her pretty face instantly. If you're okay, just come down. As a girl, you can't climb trees, you won't please boys. Yizan said, putting down the girl in his arms. When Yizan was about to leave. Wait, my name is Bidili, what's your name? The little girl said to Yizan. Yizan was stunned for a moment, then turned to look at the little girl. Bidli. In the original book, Son Gohan's wife Bidili. Yizan shook his head and suppressed this thought. The plot of Dragon Ball had long been messed up by himself, and the timeline had long been chaotic. Who knows who this Bidili is? My name is Yizan. Yizan said with a smile to Bidili, then turned and left. Bidili, on the other hand, looked at Yizan's figure leaving, with a pair of big watery eyes looking at Yizan with a curious look. Yizan didn't know that his move was to keep a small tail behind him in the days to come. Yizan is a teacher here leisurely. And all matters on the earth are handled by the 18th, and any invasion is resisted by the 18th himself. These battles also made number 18 exhausted. Number 18 felt his heart more and more, and he liked Yizan's heart. Helpless, Yizan has died, and on the 18th, it is not that he has not thought about finding a replacement for Yizan, but Yizan has experienced the existence of three worlds, whether it is temperament, or strength, or other, all it is extremely difficult to find, and even if one finds one that can rival Yizan in one respect, it is very different from Yizan in other respects. After going back and forth, number 18 has completely given up looking for a substitute for Yizan, and just misses Yizan alone every day. Under these circumstances, time passed slowly. Yizan and Bu Machichi and Bai Shui's family had fun all day long, and even Yizan himself forgot what it was like to fight. The Kai and chakra in the body are also lazy. However, under this leisure, Yizan actually found that he had touched another realm that he had never imagined, destiny. Even though he could only touch the operation of fate once or twice, this was enough to make Yizan feel suspicious. Destiny, an existence more elusive than time and space, Yizan has always thought that it was a lie, but he didn't expect it to be true, and he really touched this realm. However, no matter how hard Yizan tried, he couldn't maintain his normal state. He could only feel the movement of fate once or twice with a flash of inspiration. In this way, in the days when Yizan taught and studied fate, time passed slowly. 7 years passed in a flash. Yizan naturally transformed into an adult in 7 years. And Bai Shui also turned into a slim and pretty girl. The only thing that gave Yizan a headache was that Bai Shui was very sticky to herself. As for Yizan's current job, he is still a teacher at 510 and a teacher at a girls' school, but the girls' school has become a high school. On the other hand, Kiki and Bulma still look like attractive mature women. With Yizan around, it is not too simple to keep Kiki and Bulma immortal. During these 7 years. On the 18th, he finally figured out how he felt about Yizan. At the very beginning, number 18 actually didn't want to absorb Yizan, but wanted to possess Yizan. This was the girl's expression of jealousy. In fact, number 18 already fell in love with Yizan at that time, but number 18 himself didn't notice it. Now, although number 18 has noticed it, but number 18 looks at him with a sad face. His favorite man was killed by himself, and he is entangled in love, hatred and hatred, making number 18 almost crazy. I can only numb myself with constant battles. After going back and forth, I have become extremely powerful. Coupled with the terrifying ability of fusion and evolution, I have noticed the existence of the king and others early. For a time, number 18 replaced Yizan and became the real powerhouse in the entire universe, standing in the clouds, but compared with Yizan, number 18 is cold and ruthless, and the cold breath is like the coldest goddess. Close up. Chapter 165_Ghost, F. 7 years passed in a flash. This morning, the sun is shining brightly. In a quiet villa. Daddy, daddy. A very penetrating sound pierced the tranquility of the morning. Yizan's door was violently opened. Between ignorance and ignorance, Yizan saw Bai Shui, who was already a slim girl, standing in front of him. Bai Shui, breaking into Dad's room like this will make it difficult for Dad to do it. Yizan felt the ice-cold blanket, and it was obvious that Kiki and Bulma had already left. What's wrong? I'm your daughter. Bai Shui looked at Yizan and said with a strange expression, could it be that Dad has a different idea about my daughter? Twisted her body in a very seductive posture, looked at Yizan and said in shock, it really is the hentai ghost father. Yizan glanced at Bai Shui's shorts with white legs and a vest that could only cover the murder weapon, and flipped a Byakugan. In addition, the daughter is so cute, it's not normal to have no reaction, okay. After all, Bai Shui has inherited fine genes perfectly, and that delicate and pretty face is alluring. Well, that's it, Yizan thought of it this way. Yizan would never admit that he also felt that the title of Ghost Father was quite suitable for him. Yizan shook his head, threw the chaotic thoughts out of his mind, got up slowly, and yawned greatly. Isn't it a rest today? What's the matter with coming to wake me up so early? Morning. The sun is drying up. Bai Shui gave Yizan a white look. Get up quickly, today is the day when Bai Dilly is here. Don't wait until Bai Dilly comes, you haven't got up yet. Ah tilde, Yizan yawned sleepily again. I know. Yizan waved his hand and lay down again. Get up for me. Seeing this, Bai Shui knew that Yizan's laziness had flared up again. At this time, if he left by himself, needless to say, Yizan would definitely fall asleep again. Hurry up. Bai Shui held Yizan with one hand and skillfully helped Yizan get dressed with the other hand. Obviously, this was not the first time Bai Shui had done. Don't move your hands. Bai Shui very skillfully grabbed Yizan's hand on her ass and stuffed it into the cuff of her clothes. In this way, Yizan was finally called up by Bai Shui in the midst of the strife. Ah, Yizan finally yawned and pouted and muttered, as expected of my father's precious daughter, come and reward me with a kiss. The ghost wants to kiss you. Bai Shui nodded heavily on Yizan's head and turned to go out. Ah la, it's really becoming less and less cute. Yizan went out. After washing, everything settled down. Biddy Li also came to the villa. Excuse me, Biddy Li said with a gentle salute to Yizan. Biddy Li, don't be so nice to him, you're a bad guy. Bai Shui said to Biddy Li from the side. Yizan shrugged helplessly. Bai Shui, please don't say that. Teacher Yizan is obviously a very good father and loves you so much. Biddy looked at Bai Shui and said so. Yizan didn't interrupt either, let the door open, turned around and entered the room. Come on, come in. Biddy looked at Yizan's back, with a different brilliance in her eyes. 7 years later, Biddy still clearly remembers the scene where she fell from the tree that day, trying to be a quiet girl, hoping to get Yizan's attention. Moreover, Biddy stared at Yizan's footsteps closely. Still can't find it. Biddy was a little frustrated. Biddy is here. Kiki and Buma appeared and greeted Biddy. Biddy crossed her hands on her abdomen, bowed her body and said to Kiki and Buma, "Yes, excuse me, I'll learn, Chi." Yes, Chi-Chi and Bulma are teaching Biddy and Bai Shui to learn, Chi, but Yizan has not intervened. After all, for Yizan, teaching Biddy and Bai Shui such beginners is actually more than Bulma and Chi-Chi. I am more suitable, after all, I am much higher than Dilly and Bai Shui's realm. This is also the reason why Biddy has always suspected Yizan. Biddy always feels that Yizan's force is very powerful, but she has never seen Yizan take a shot. But Biddy suspected that Yizan actually had extremely powerful strength. With everything so peaceful, the world's #1 martial arts club is about to be held again. I'm going to participate in the world's #1 martial arts meeting. Bai Shui said coquettishly to Yizan. Yizan has always prohibited Bai Shui from participating in the competition. After all, there are still many people who know him in the world's #1 martial arts club, and when Bai Shui goes, he will definitely follow him. I don't want Bai Shui's safety to be a problem, so Yizan has always prohibited Bai Shui from participating in the competition. No. Unsurprisingly, Yizan once again banned Bai Shui from participating in the competition. Dictator, Bai Shui said to Yizan, then looked at Bulma and Kiki. Mom, little mom, tell Dad. Let me go to the competition. Bulma and Kiki also shook their heads gently. No way, Bai Shui, Dad is also for Bai Shui's good. But didn't you say that fighting is the best way to improve your strength? Isn't the #1 martial arts club in the world a good fighting opportunity? Bai Shui persuaded eloquently. But fighting is also the best way to lose your life. Yizan said, besides, the purpose of your martial arts training is only to strengthen your body and protect yourself, and your current strength can already protect yourself well. Quote. Bai Shui was still arguing with reason, but I always feel that some people from the world's #1 martial arts club can defeat us. Bai Shui said that Vegeta, Pork Ribs Rice, and number 18 also like to compete at the #1 martial arts club all day long. Those people won't shoot at you. After Yizan put down such a sentence, he stopped talking. Chapter 166 come out again. Why not? Let Bai Shui and Biddy go to the #1 martial arts club in the world to see. Bulma looked at the unhappy Bai Shui and whispered to Yi Xuandao. Kiki also nodded and said in a helpful voice, yes, if it's not convenient for you to show up, we'll just go. Anyway, apart from Vegeta and the others, no one else is Bai Shui's opponent. Let's talk about it. Yizan pondered for a while, but did not continue to say anything. Yizan looked at the sky. To be honest, Yizan didn't know whether his choice was right or not, and whether it was right or wrong to limit Bai Shui to protect Bai Shui. What Yizan didn't know was when he was thinking about whether to let Bai Shui go to the #1 martial arts club in the world. Bai Shui secretly said to Biddy, Biddy, shall we secretly go to the #1 martial arts club in the world? Bai Shui's earnest and seductive appearance really made Bai Dilly a little moved, but after thinking about it, Bai Dilly whispered to Bai Shui, is this really good? What's wrong? It's all right. Bai Shui comforted Biddy carelessly. Seeing that Bai Dilly was still hesitating, Bai Shui came to Bai Dilly's ear and whispered, you think about it, we obviously have such a strong strength. What will we do if we don't participate in the world's #1 martial arts? What is the world 467? #1. We are #1 in the world, okay. Quote. Bai Shui's words finally made Bai Dilly a little moved. Whether it was Bai Shui or Bai Dilly, they were both at the age when they were not crazy and could not survive. Therefore, Bai Shui's words still made Bai Dili very moved. However, is there really no problem with teacher Yizan? Bidili asked her last question. It's okay, my dad is actually very gentle. Bai Shui said to Bidili carelessly. Bai Shui's words made Bai Dili's last worry disappear, and her eyes flashed with an interesting look. Seeing this, Bai Shui knew that she had moved Bai Dili. When Bai Shui and Bidili were about to go to the #1 martial arts club in the world, Yizan got the news, but stopped Bai Shui and Bidili from going to the #1 martial arts club in the world, because Yizan got a piece of news, a news from Kai King, Majin Buu is about to be resurrected. Yizan's death is known to Jia Wang and others. After all, although Yizan doesn't want trouble, Yizan doesn't want anything wrong with the earth. Therefore, there is no news of his death. Jia Wang and others all know about it. Understand? But now, the Realm King gave Yizan a piece of news, that is, the Devil Buu is about to be resurrected, and he wants Yizan to come out again and stop Buu. After hearing the news, Yizan himself was not happy, not only because the news disturbed his peaceful life, but more because he was getting closer and closer to the brink of fate. With the passage of time, Yizan touched fate more and more times, and the time became longer and longer. But now, with the arrival of this news, I definitely don't have time to experience the operation of fate. Not only that, once I go to fight against Demon Buu, I will definitely warm up before the battle. Yizan has a feeling, the more you run your own power, the more elusive the trajectory of fate will be. However, even so, Yizan still has to come out. After all, Sun Wukong has almost taken all the opportunities from him. In addition, Sun Wukong is now dead, and it is not good to be pulled out of hell. Bulma, Kiki, Yizan let out a slow sigh of relief. He had already made a decision in his heart, and the breath on his body was slowly mobilized and circulated. In an instant, Yizan changed from his ordinary temperament to a deep and terrifying aura like Wang Yang. Husband. After seeing Yizan like this, Bulma and Chi-Chi were both shocked. Because Yizan and the two women in this way are too familiar, it is obvious that they are about to fight. There is a very difficult enemy that I need to stop, Yizan said as he looked at Chi-Chi and Bulma. Bulma looked at Yizan. Can't we not go? There were enemies before, didn't we all hand them over to number 18? Yizan shook his head. Not this time, number 18 is not the opponent of this enemy, you are optimistic about Bai Shui. Yizan said, and turned around to leave. Wait. Chi-Chi suddenly grabbed Yizan. Be careful in everything, Chi-Chi said to Yizan. Yizan nodded. Don't worry, that enemy hasn't appeared yet. Besides, even if I fail, the result is that we all go to Huang Izumi together. Yizan's words turned out to be strange, which made both Bulma and Chi-Chi settle down. Yes, it's a big deal to go to Huang Izumi Road together. Yizan looked at Bulma and Chi-Chi. Okay, it's alright. Following Yizan's words, Yizan disappeared in place. And Yizan's departure was quickly noticed by Bai Shui. It's great that Dad isn't at home, Bai Shui said to Bai Dili in surprise. To be honest, when Yizan was at home, Bai Shui really didn't have the confidence to escape Yizan's attention to participate in the world's first martial arts meeting. But now that Yizan had left, Bai Shui was finally happy. However, Bai Shui had forgotten one thing, that is, since he remembered, Yizan rarely left alone. When Bai Shui was thinking about how to escape to participate in the world's #1 martial arts club, Bulma and Kiki appeared beside Bai Shui. Bidili is also here, Kiki said slowly looking at Boomer. And Boomer was holding Bai Shui in an instant. Bai Shui. Mom, what's the matter with you? Bai Shui looked at Bulma strangely, wondering what was going on. It's okay. Bulma looked at Bai Shui's uncomfortable appearance, but released Bai Shui. Bai Shui was a little strange, but she still said to Bulma, Mom, can I go to the world's #1 martial arts club? No, Bulma suddenly shouted at Bai Shui. Boomer's reaction made Bai Shui startled and stared blankly at Boomer. Bidili is also a little strange. Yizan, Bulma or Chi-Chi have always been very gentle, but what the hell is going on today? Chapter 167 Boo's Clue. Seeing Bai Shui's aggrieved look, Bulma suddenly froze. Bulma finally sighed and said to Bai Shui, "It's alright, Bai Shui, just don't go to the world's #1 martial arts meeting, okay?" Bai Shui looked at Bulma's strange look, and although she didn't know why, she nodded obediently. "Well, I'm not going." And when Bulma finally appeased Bai Shui. On the other hand, Yizan has arrived at Zhuangxing. "You said Majin Buu." Yizan looked at the Realm King with some doubts. "Yes, I'm sorry, but you are the only one who can help." Yizan nodded helplessly. "Yeah, that's the only way. After all, I can't just watch the earth being destroyed." Yizan was really helpless. Yizan was sure that if he gave himself a few years, he would definitely be able to truly control the operation of his destiny. But for now, we can only focus on the safety of the earth. "Where is Majin Buu?" Yizan asked slowly, looking at the Realm King. Kai Wang shook his head. "I'm not sure right now, but you can find Majin Buu through him. This person went to the #1 martial arts club in the world." Yizan silently committed a Byakugan, and after a long time, he still needs to go to Earth to grind for a while. Okay, I got it," Yizan said casually and disappeared in place with teleportation. With Yizan's departure, the Realm King also looked at all this with some worry. Earth. The scene of the #1 martial arts club in the world. Yizan stood quietly and looked at the world's #1 martial arts club, which he was familiar with. He was a little sighed, thinking about his first participation in the world's #1 martial arts club. And when Yizan was in a daze, a camera just happened to capture Yizan. Moment. "Dad. Because of Bulma's reasons, I could only stay at home and watch TV to ease my desire to participate in the world's #1 martial arts club." However, at this time, Bai Shui saw Yizan, who was in a daze at the venue of the #1 martial arts club in the world, and instantly became furious. "Mom!" Bai Shui yelled instantly. Hearing Bai Shui's cry, Bulma and the others came to Bai Shui's side in an instant, looked at Bai Shui with concern and asked, "What's the matter? Did something happen?" Bai Shui pointed to the TV and said to the crowd, "Dad went to the #1 martial arts club in the world, he's really cunning." "What?" Both Kiki and Bulma set their sights on the TV, and happened to see Yizan, who was in a daze. Could it be that the enemy this time is at the #1 martial arts society in the world? Kiki said as she looked at Bulma. Bai Shuiki didn't care what Chi-Chi and Bulma were thinking, and shouted, "Dad is rude and won't let us participate in the world's #1 martial arts club, but he secretly went there alone, it's too cunning." Bulma and Kiki didn't know what to say about Bai Shui's words. However, there is one thing that Bulma and Kiki can be very sure of, that is, Bai Shui must not be allowed to participate in the #1 martial arts club in the world. "No, your father has something to do, you have to stay at home." Bulma looked at Bai Shui seriously. Bai Shui pouted. "No. If you don't want it, you have to," Bulma said loudly, looking at Bai Shui. Chi-Chi also helped. "Bai Shui, be obedient, this time is not a joke, you can't go, it's very dangerous." Bai Shui glanced at Chi-Chi, then at Bulma, and finally turned around and entered the room. And Kiki and Bulma didn't care too much. After all, Bai Shui has always been a good girl, but this time, Kiki and Bulma were wrong. As young girls, they also have a rebellious heart. Such a powerful force can only be placed in a corner. How could this situation make Bai Shui and Bidili reconciled when they were young? So, night. Both Kiki and Bulma were worried, and didn't fall asleep until the middle of the night. And not long after Bulma and Kiki fell asleep. In Bai Shui's room, Bai Shui let out a long breath. "The mothers are finally asleep, Bidili, let's go." Bai Shui said. Bidili's little head stuck out beside Bai Shui, looked around furtively, and whispered to Bai Shui, "Can we sneak past like this, really?" Bidili's words made Bai Shui wave his hand carelessly, "Of course." Following Bai Shui's words, Bidili and Bai Shui sneaked out of the room. He quickly left using the air dance technique. At the same time, Yizan also obtained the information of the contestants of the #1 martial arts club in the world. But there are very few people who have qi. Where is the clue to the resurrection of Demon Bu? Yizan looked at the information in his hand, and was really puzzled. Yizan, who has experienced 3 worlds, is not very concerned about some details. It is clear, and the plot was messed up by his own arrival, so Yizan really didn't know the clue to resurrecting Bu. Yizan only remembered that Bu's resurrection was an ugly-looking magician. But Yizan didn't see any trace of that person in the profiles of the contestants of the world's #1 martial arts club. Looks like it's not enough to stop Bu from resurrecting. Is there going to be a tough fight? I don't know why Yizan didn't have the kind of enthusiasm he had before the battle. Even if he had the bloodline of a Super Saiyan, Yizan didn't have any fighting spirit. This has not happened for a long time. Hey! Yizan sighed, and vaguely understood what was going on in his heart. When he touched the operation of fate before, the chi and chakra in his body were running extremely slowly, and even stopped running for a while. Now it seems that he doesn't want to. That should be the reason for the fight. Boo! Yizan pursed the corners of his mouth tightly, and his heart was constantly arousing his fighting spirit. It's not a good thing to be timid before fighting. Yizan didn't know, just because he appeared at the venue of the #1 martial arts association in the world, what a storm it caused in the circle of martial artists on Earth. On the 18th, he looked at Yizan on the TV in shock, his eyes widened. The one who can't go wrong is Yizan. Chapter 168 Satan appears. Because it is the #1 martial arts club in the world, even a powerful existence like Vegeta will watch every session of the #1 martial arts club in the world in front of the TV. Sometimes, when the interest comes, I even go to participate. And like Bai Shui and #18, when Vegeta watched the world's #1 martial arts club in front of the TV, she also found Yizan at the venue of the world's #1 martial arts club. That's Yizan. Vegeta looked at Yizan, who was at the venue of the world's #1 martial arts club in astonishment, got up, and without a word, rushed out of the room and walked towards the #1 martial arts club in the world. For Vegeta, surpassing Yizan is Vegeta's wish. Not only did Vegeta, Turtle Immortal, Piccolo, etc. all stand in front of the TV, preparing to watch the world's #1 martial arts meeting, but even some martial artists who did not watch the world's #1 martial arts meeting were quickly notified by those who watched. Knowing that Yizan is at the venue of the world's #1 martial arts club. For a time, the whole world was turbulent. Countless old martial artists have personally rushed to the venue of the world's largest martial arts club. This grand occasion was soon noticed by the #1 martial arts club in the world. Delay one day, and add a challenge game. Soon, the organizer of the world's #1 martial arts club took measures. All this was seen by Yizan. Postponing and adding more challenges. Yizan frowned tightly. For Yizan, the longer the world's #1 martial arts club will be held, the greater the variables. Looks like, I'll still cover up my identity and participate in the world's #1 martial arts club to see who's making trouble. Yizan was silent for a while, and quickly set up a fake identity, which he hadn't used for a long time. A name used by Shimura General. You're here too, Krillin and Piccolo said excitedly after seeing Vegeta. Have you seen Yizan as well? Vegeta said suspiciously, looking at Krillin and Piccolo. It seems like this, we have all seen Yizan. #18 appeared in front of everyone from somewhere. It's you. In an instant, everyone looked at #18 on alert. Piccolo frowned even more tightly. Are you going to continue killing Yizan? No. 18 glanced at Piccolo, but didn't say anything, just turned to look around. And when Krillin, Piccolo and the others were extremely excited because of Yizan's appearance and participated in the martial arts conference. In Hell, the King of Hell and the King of the Realm discussed it, and it turned out that Sun Wukong also came to the world's #1 martial arts club. Destroy Majin Buu first. This is the reason why Sun Wukong appeared in the world again. Moreover, before this, Sun Wukong also trained for a period of time on the Great Realm King before returning to the realm. In the process of many martial artists coming to the world's #1 martial arts club in groups, the time of the day passed slowly. The world's #1 martial arts club finally kicked off. However, the opening of the world's #1 martial arts club this time was a little weird. Blah blah. With the explosion of the machine, Piccolo and others used their skills to scrap all the field recording equipment. There is no way, everyone is extremely powerful beings, and the powerful chi is beyond common sense, and it is not at the level that ordinary people can reach. Therefore, everyone including Yizan does not want the existence of themselves and others to be exposed. After destroying the video equipment at the scene, the world's first martial arts meeting was held. The players entered the arena one after another, but because of Yizan, the number of people coming to the #1 martial arts club in the world this time was outrageous. Therefore, before the official start, a round of nonsense testing was needed, and it was said that it was to eliminate some of the weaker ones. Man, using a boxing machine for the quiz. Boom boom. One strong martial artist after another showed results that stunned many testers. Yizan, on the other hand, hid his strength in order not to reveal his identity, but just got a moderate grade and got away with it. The world's #1 martial arts club starts now. The following is the champion of the last world's #1 martial arts club. Following the host's words, a man appeared. And the arrival of this man made Yizan a little stunned. This man Yizan has a very deep memory. In the world of Dragon Ball, there are few men who stood at the end with almost ordinary people's combat power, by Dilly's father, Satan. Yizan was really speechless this time. I haven't watched the #1 martial arts club in the world for so long. I didn't expect that the last champion would be Satan. Following Yizan's words, Satan first appeared in an extremely coquettish posture. But, PFF'd. Yizan looked at Satan in a daze when he fell a dog and gnawed at the mud. He was really helpless. Is such a person really the champion of the last world's #1 martial arts club? Time passed slowly. Unlike Yizan's previous participation in the world's #1 martial arts club, this time the world's #1 martial arts club had a youth group. Yi Xuanbai watched the so-called juvenile group battle with boredom, and was really bored. What youth group? It's obviously just a group of children fighting. What's so good about it? Many times, there is no even a move, so needless to say. When Yizan was drowsy and was about to leave. Snow White. Yizan looked at the newly played youth team in surprise, his brows furrowed instantly. Damn, trouble, why did Bai Shui come here? If Boo is really going to die in a while, how can I take care of her? Yizan frowned tightly, his senses dissipating. Bulma and Kiki are soon discovered. Maybe that one dodged and came to Boomer and Kiki. Boomer, Kiki, you guys are here too. Yizan's words made Bulma look at maybe that husband, Bai Shui Shi. I know. Yizan nodded, stopped Bulma's words, pointed to the ring, and said to Bulma and Chi-Chi, forget it, since it's already here, I'll try to move the battlefield. Also, this time what the battle will be like, I really can't tell. Yizan has yet to find a particularly powerful and unfamiliar chi, and he doesn't know what is going on. As for Boo, there shouldn't be someone so powerful that he can block his own perception, right? Chapter 169_Bic admits defeat directly. When Yizan was talking to Bulma and Chi-Chi. The results of the competition for the youth group have already been decided. As a result, needless to say, Bai Shui and Bidili won abruptly with the crushing advantage. In the end, Snow White fights Bidiri. What surprised Yizan was that the two of them fought evenly at the very beginning. When did Bai Dili become so powerful? Yizan was really surprised. Bai Shui's strength was something Yizan expected. After all, she was her own daughter, and with a trace of Super Saiyan blood, her strength was justified. But when did Bidli become so powerful? Different from Yizan's doubts, the audience present was extremely shocked when they saw the battle between Bai Shui and Bidili. The battle scene of Qi is basically not something normal people can see, and because of their young age, Bai Shui and Bai Dili's Qi 30 practice is not strong, so the battlefield between the two can be seen by ordinary people. After arriving, everyone present finally realized that the human body has such a powerful force. And Satan, who was watching the battle on the side, looked at Bidili, his eyes widened in shock. Satan, as one of the few people who know the existence of Qi, and has encountered a strong Qi practice, is also very familiar with Qi, but now Bidili. As the daughter of Satan, Satan has always thought that he is very familiar with Bidili, but now, the emergence of this situation makes Satan feel extremely unfamiliar with his daughter Bidili. What is Bidili? When did you learn to Kai? When Satan is surprised. A situation that made Yizan a little stunned appeared. Ha! With Bai Shui's light drink, Bai Shui's hair turned golden in an instant. This is Super Saiyan transformation. Vegeta, Yizan, and Sun Wukong, who knew about the Super Saiyan transformation, said in surprise when they saw Bai Shui's state. Yes, Snow White can transform into a Super Saiyan at a very young age. The boy group's battle ended with Shirayuki transforming into a Super Saiyan and defeating Bidiri. Then, it was Satan who appeared as the champion of the previous #1 martial arts club to compete with Bai Shui. Ah! After hearing this, Yizan instantly burst out laughing. What's wrong? Buma and Chi-Chi looked at Yizan anxiously. Bai Shui is about to play against the previous champion, why do you still have the heart to laugh? Although Buma and Kiki had certain strength, they didn't have much combat experience and their perception was not strong enough. Naturally, they didn't see that Satan was just an ordinary person. Okay, don't worry, it's alright. Yizan waved his hand and said, that Satan is Bai Dili's father, and his strength is actually not as good as Bai Dili. It's alright. Following Yizan's words, Satan, who witnessed the battle between the two, timidly appeared. Are you the champion of the last world's best martial arts club? Bai Shui tilted her head to look at Satan and pouted. It doesn't look strong, does it? That, Bai Shui, right. I'm Bidli's father, so can you show mercy? Satan whispered to Bai Shui. No, Bai Shui said very seriously. I want to see how powerful I am. Bai Shui's words made Satan's leg go soft. Don't, I'm not your opponent. How would you know if you didn't fight? Bai Shui said, heading straight for Satan's attack. And Satan, who had to shoot, was unexpectedly beaten by Bai Shui. So Satan took the opportunity to pretend to make a move to Bai Shui so that he did not lose face. With the end of Satan also Snow White's battle. The battle of the youth group finally came to an end. The rest is the real #1 martial arts society in the world. As the crowd slowly entered the venue, Yizan's originally smiling eyes narrowed slightly, and a sharp light seemed to pierce people's hearts, intimidating many players. Yizan carefully checked every contestant, and soon, Yizan locked 2 contestants. Just when Yizan was about to check the 2 contestants, a new contestant stopped Yizan. It's a masked contestant with a weird physique for a very simple reason. This masked contestant is the masterpiece of Snow White and Bidiri. Yizan casually raised the 2 of them one by one. Have you had enough trouble? Yizan looked at Bai Shui and Bidili seriously. Yizan's serious expression instantly made Bai Shui shudder, and then hurriedly looked at Yizan with a smile. Dad. Go to your mother's place, I have something to do next, it's very dangerous, don't care about you, don't make trouble for me. Yizan looked at Bai Shui and said seriously. Yizan is not joking about this matter. How powerful is the Demon Bu? To be honest, Yizan is not very sure now. This is an accurate number, and there is a high possibility that he is not an opponent for the Demon Bu. At that time, Bai Shui and Bidili really don't care if they can't figure it out. Seeing Yizan's expression, Bai Shui finally realized the seriousness of the matter and left in fear. Your father is so strict. Bidili whispered to Bai Shui. It should be that we came here to make Dad angry this time. Bai Shui said uninterestedly. After seeing Yi Zan's expression, to be honest, Bai Shui really regretted her impulse. And Yi Zan watched Bai Shui and Bai Dilly leave, and put his eyes on the venue again. However, at this time, many contestants had already started to draw lots to decide the order of the competition, and Yi Zan could only helplessly temporarily give up the idea of checking what was going on, and began to draw lots. As the lottery continued, the order of the games came out quickly. The first is Piccolo against a mysterious man. Yi Zan raised his eyebrows, and that mysterious person was one of those whom Yi Zan suspected. However, what surprised Yi Zan was, I admit defeat. Piccolo just conceded defeat. Chapter 170-Satan. Piccolo conceded defeat, and Yi Xuaning could sense that the one who conceded defeat was the Realm King. What is the Realm King doing here? Yi Zan pondered doubtfully. On the stage, Sun Wukong appeared to fight a man. Yi Zan temporarily gave up his observation of the Realm King, and turned to look at Sun Wukong's opponent, the man named Sibubichi. Yi Zan felt that something was wrong with two people before. One of them was the king of the realm, and the other was the current opponent of Sun Wukong, this man named Sibubichi. Yi Zan didn't know this man, but he always felt something was wrong. At this time, the real king also came to Yi Zan's side. I thought you wouldn't be able to find it, but I didn't expect you to find it out. Yes, this man has something to do with the demon Boo. Yi Zan nodded to show his understanding. Then leave the rest to you. After the Realm King said this, he left directly. I fork. Yi Zan looked at the Realm King who left, and was speechless. It was the Realm King's responsibility to punish the evil and protect the planet and maintain the peace of the universe. How did he become a coolie in the end? Well, Yi Zan didn't even think about who pretended to die in front of everyone on the entire planet in order to be lazy. When Yi Zan complained about the king's actions, Sun Wukong started to fight against the man named Sibubichi. With just one move, Sun Wukong quickly knocked his opponent to the ground. That man was not strong, otherwise Yi Zan would not have been unable to perceive it. But what made Yi Zan feel strange was that Shbichi seemed to be able to stand up again no matter how much he took the blow, and Sun Wukong couldn't kill him even by kicking his neck off. A mortal body, Yi Zan watched with interest. But soon, Yi Zan discovered that it was not that he was almost immortal, but that this man's qi seemed to be able to swallow other people's qi. No, compared to swallowing, this man's behavior was more like, collect. Do you need to collect the qi needed for the resurrection of Majin Buu? Yi Zan pondered for a while. And Sun Wukong also seems to have received a message from the king of the realm, and bought a flaw and was directly bound by the other party. Sure enough. Yi Zan nodded, but he shot instantly and pulled out Sun Wukong directly. Yi Zan, what are you doing? Sun Wukong looked at Yi Zan in surprise and said, I am. I know, you go down. Yi Zan stopped Sun Wukong from continuing to speak. After all, Sun Wukong was just a dumb representative when he was fighting, and in the rest of the time, if Sun Wukong accidentally told the truth, he would oh no. Excellent representative. However, Yi Zan took action, and Sun Wukong naturally had no other idea and went straight down the ring. Hey, what are you doing? The host watched Yi Zan come to the stage and said to Yi Zan, this is the ring. Player Sun Wukong has conceded, and I will play against him in the next match. Yi Zan explained casually. Then the domineering body instantly attached. Yi Zan is not going to use qi. Yi Zan has not studied much about the energy of qi. Although the amount of qi occupies the most energy in Yi Zan's body, Yi Zan's control of qi is not as good as that of chakra and domineering. And, Yi Zan was going to experiment with one thing. Ha! With a shout, the two quickly began to fight. The chakra in Yi Zan's body poured into the body of the man named Sibubichi with anger and unknowingly during the battle. It didn't take long for the huge chakra in Yi Zan's body to fill the absorption limit called Shbichi. Bah! With the arrival of the limit, Espik fell directly to the ground. I admit defeat. Espik will say. Well, Yizan nodded. Then, Sabubik jumped off the ring, slid into the crowd and disappeared. At the same time, Yizan looked at the new opponent in front of him. As expected of the strongest man in the Dragon Balls, Yizan looked at the man in front of him and couldn't help feeling a little emotional. At the same time, the man opposite Yizan. Kakaka. The man looked at Yizan in horror and shivered. You are Bidili's father, Satan. You deserve to be the king of leaks. Yizan shook his head and said to the referee on the side, I admit defeat. Ha! Everyone looked at Yizan blankly. The battle between Yizan and Sibubichi just now was very exciting in the eyes of ordinary people because Yizan kept his hand, but now this is. Is it a fake punch? Everyone was speculating. Yizan, on the other hand, ignored the crowd, quickly jumped off the ring, directly picked up Bai Shui, and quickly left with Buma and Chi-Chi. Biddy Li, if you believe me, hurry up with your father, follow Sun Wukong and Vegeta, and soon, the war will happen, and only a few of them are safe around. Yizan said, and directly sent Bai Shui, Chi-Chi and Bulma away. And the last moment, on the 18th, he directly grabbed Yizan's clothes and was also taken away by Yizan. Huh. As soon as Yizan came to his residence, he saw number 18. What? Are you going to have another fight? Yizan's eyes narrowed slightly, his chi slowly mobilized, a heavy pressure emanated from Yizan's body, and the heavy pressure made everyone feel a sense of the illusion of breathlessness. No, 18 stared at Yizan closely, and after a while. Yizan was stunned to see number 18 throw himself directly into his arms. The fiery lips were directly printed on his mouth. Some couldn't react. What is this development? Isn't it obvious that it is your life and death enemy? How did you come up and kiss? What's going on here? I want to be your woman. Number 18 said surprisingly. Don't think about it. Before Yizan could speak, Bulma yelled directly at number 18. That's right, you also killed your husband, although you didn't actually kill it. Chi-Chi also looked at number 18 on alert and said. No, 18 glanced at the two of them coldly, and with a flash, he was about to shoot at the two women. Yizan appeared beside number 18 in an instant, and a huge burst of anger directly blocked number 18's actions. Chapter 171-Demon King. What are you doing? Yizan said coldly, looking at number 18. Yizan's performance made number 18 give up resistance and said to Yizan, they won't let me be your woman. Yizan frowned tightly and looked at number 18, just because of this. But, they are my women. On the 18th, don't look away, look at Buma and Kiki, sorry, please let me be Yizan's woman. On the 18th, everyone was completely helpless. Yizan also looked at number 18 speechlessly. Yizan never paid attention to what kind of life number 18 had always been like. Although number 18 was the woman Yizan had taken a fancy to before, but later on, Yizan was mistaken. Zan died in the hands of number 18, so Yizan also lost his mind to do something he liked with number 18, so he didn't pay attention to number 18's life. But now it seems that the 18th seems to be living a bad life, and it seems that the emotional intelligence is even lower than in the original book. The emotional intelligence of the 18th in the original book is not that high, but now. Well, even so, 737, but I still can't agree. Soon, a very powerful enemy will appear. I don't have the heart to do these things for the time being. Yizan looked at number 18's perfect face and with a seductive figure, he suppressed the desire in his heart and said so. No, 18 looked at Yizan and shook his head firmly, no. Yizan looked at Buma and Chi-Chi. What do you mean? Yizan asked, looking at Bulma and Chi-Chi. Well, Yizan thought about it so much, but in the end he couldn't match the words on the 18th, and Lian Xiangshu's heart still broke. I don't agree. Kiki directly stopped number 18's thoughts. But Buma looked at Yizan. I have no opinion. Bulma. Kiki looked at Boomer, a little strange. Bulma came to Kiki's ear and whispered, Don't forget that the two of us are not my husband's opponents at night. The 18th is better than someone we don't know well. Bulma's words made Chi-Chi silent, and finally looked at Yi-Zan again. Okay, everything depends on what my husband wants. Yi-Zan glanced at Bulma and Chi-Chi, but in the end he didn't say much, just said to the three women, let's talk about this matter. The next enemy is very troublesome, and I don't know if it is an opponent. So, let's put this matter aside for now. The most important thing now is to punish that enemy. Yi-Zan said and turned and left. Yi-Zan also planned to wait for a while to deal with the matter on the 18th. The next battle was not a joke, it was a battle of life and death at every turn. This kind of battle did not allow Yi-Zan to be careless. Soon, Yi-Zan noticed the location of that speech. The art of Horaitian. Yi-Zan quickly came to Sibubik's side. The place where speech is now is a barren hilly area. In the wilderness, a spaceship was docked. It's here, Yi-Zan said slowly. And with Yi-Zan's words, the Realm King also quickly notified Sun Wukong, Vegeta and others. Let's go. Vegeta looked at Beetlebek, Sun Wukong and the others who were beside him, and quickly walked towards the place where the king gave him and others. Yi-Zan, on the other hand, attacked the spaceship rapidly, preparing to kill Shpichi and at the same time kill Bu, the devil who had not been resurrected. Boom! A fierce crash sounded, and Yi-Zan quickly left the spaceship. Yi-Zan narrowed his eyes slightly and looked inside the spaceship. Inside the spaceship, a man walked out slowly. At the same time, he was holding Sibubik's body in his hand. It's really ruthless to attack your own people. Yi-Zan looked at the person who came and said slowly. My Dapras never accept the weak. Dapra. Yi-Zan looked at the person who came, with some doubts in his heart. There was an energy similar to the king of the realm on the person's body. Yi-Zan, this Dapra is actually the realm king of the demon world. The realm king's voice appeared in Yi-Zan's heart. Demon king. Yi-Zan tilted his head and looked at Dapra. Huh, I didn't expect you to know me. Dapra looked at Yi-Zan in amazement and said, yes, I am the demon king. How's it going? Surrender now. Yi-Zan, you have to be careful. The king's words sounded from the depths of Yi-Zan's heart. This Dapra was originally a genius in the demon realm. He is very famous among the realm kings, and as the demon realm king, his abilities are also very powerful. You have to play carefully. The king's voice was filled with fear of this Dapra. Oh, I see. Yi Xuanfang said lightly. Although Dapra may be really powerful, how many powerful enemies have he dealt with? Hey, Yi-Zan, I know you are strong, but please play carefully. Dapra is really strong, let me tell you this. What do you think of my strength? The king's voice sounded in Yi-Zan's heart. Your strength, it's barely enough to say. Yi-Zan nodded and said to the Realm King. The Realm King said in frustration, I can barely say it in the past. It's so sad. Then you can be sad slowly. Yi-Zan said slowly, his chi began to mobilize rapidly. Oh, do you want to fight me? Dapra's mouth cracked into a smile. Come on, I'll give you one hand. Yi-Zan tilted his head. Really? Give me a hand. Dapra grinned. Of course. Then I'll do my part. Yi-Zan tried his best to suppress the fluctuation of chi in his body, but the chi in his body kept surging. Then, without Dapora noticing, he quickly attacked Dapora. Ha! Yi-Zan shouted fiercely, and the attack in his hand quickly attacked Dapora. Yi-Zan's terrifying attack made Dapra's eyes widen quickly and looked at Yi-Zan's attack in horror. How could it be so powerful? Dapra said in horror. The energy on his body was also rapidly mobilized, and he resisted Yi-Zan's attack at the last moment, but even so, Yi-Zan's attack still let Dapula take some damage. Chapter 172 Bring Boo Back to Life. Ah, didn't you say let me have one hand? Yi-Zan laughed while watching Dapra put his hands in front of him. Yi-Zan's words made Dapra's face very ugly. How can you be so strong? Dapra shook his head, looked at Yi-Zan, his hands trembled slightly, and in a hurry just now, when he received Yi-Zan's attack, Dapra really couldn't bear it. Since you don't believe it, then, let's do it again. Yizan's mouth cracked into a smile, and while speaking, the next attack was approaching again. Boom. Love like this, Dapra is the standard full force, but... Bah! With a heavy crash, Dapra was slammed onto the spaceship and spat out a mouthful of blood. Wait, I'll be back. Dapra seemed to feel that he was not an opponent, turned around quickly, and entered the spaceship directly. Escaped. Yizan looked at Dapra who had entered the spaceship, and stepped forward, just as he was about to follow. The king's words appeared in Yizan's heart again. Don't go in yet. What's wrong? Yizan asked suspiciously. Dapra has an ability, you must be extremely careful, he can petrify others, although I don't know why it was not used just now, but this ability is really very tricky and terrifying. The king's words made Yizan nodded casually. Understood, then I'll go in. Yizan said that he walked in directly. Yizan is actually not unfamiliar with the ability of petrochemical. In One Piece, the ability of the female Emperor Hancock is petrochemical, and now there is another petrochemical. For Yizan, this is not a big problem. Are you the intruder? As soon as he entered the spaceship, it didn't take long for a strange-looking person to block Yizan's path. Well, in the world of Dragon Ball, aliens are flying all over the place, and it's not a big deal to have an oddball in the way. Yizan didn't want to take care of this trick, he kept walking, and continued to move towards the interior of the spaceship. And this dragon set seems to know that he is a dragon set, but he is not reconciled to the fate of his own dragon set, and yelled at Yizan, I am the king of the devil world, Puyi. Following the words of the dragon set Puyi, Yizan continued to move forward. Yizan's action was clearly seen by the demon king Dapra in the spaceship. HMPH, if you dare to look down on my subordinates, I can rest assured now. Dapra looked at Yizan with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Although you hurt me, it's just that I didn't care, and my abilities haven't been used yet. Wait until I'm healed, how do you hide from my abilities? Dapra looked at the screen in front of him and said so. At the same time, on the other hand, a very ugly person looked at the object in front of him, and the corner of his mouth cracked into an ugly smile. Majin Buu, come back to life. This ugly person is none other than the magician Buffy D who resurrected Majin Buu. But now all this has not disturbed Yizan. Yizan kept walking, and continued to move towards the spaceship. Huh, what are you doing? Puyi looked at Yizan strangely, and after seeing Yizan completely ignoring him, he attacked Yizan furiously. Boom! Yizan didn't even look at it, and directly punched that Puyi away. The terrifying chi burst out in an instant, and with just one simple blow, Puyi was completely killed. Impossible. Dapra, who saw this situation, stood up suddenly and looked at all this on the screen in shock. How is it possible that Puyi is one of my best subordinates? How is it possible that he died in one encounter? Dapra stared blankly at all this, not knowing what to say. Forget it, if you die, you will die. Dapra suddenly didn't know what to think, and suddenly shook his head. It's just a subordinate, kill it in an instant. A crazy look flashed in Dapra's eyes. Majin Buu. As long as Majin Buu is resurrected, no matter Yizan or the Realm King, he will surrender in the end. Dapra said frantically. When Dapra said this, Yizan had already killed Puyi and continued to move forward. What's going on? Why is the chi in this spaceship so chaotic? Perception has little effect in this spaceship. Yizan looked around and said slowly. Not long after, Yizan suddenly came to a dark place. Huh, demonic illusion. No, not demonic illusion, it's really dark. In an instant, Yizan recognized that the darkness he was in was the real darkness, and at the same time, Yizan's perception was quickly mobilized. The moment Yizan regained his senses, Yizan saw a monster attacking him directly. The art of Hiraishin. Yizan's figure instantly disappeared in place. It seems that Hiraishin's technique is more suitable for me than teleportation. Yizan shook his head slowly and said so. Well, In fact, the real situation is that there is a precursor to the activation of teleportation. Although this precursor is very short, it exists. Compared with teleportation, the activation of Hiraishin's technique has almost no warning, and is more suitable for use in battle. Boom! The moment Yizan left, the monster's attack had already landed on the place where Yizan had just fought. It's funny how you can react in such a short time. Yizan looked at the monster that appeared, didn't say anything, and continued to move forward. Yizan could already feel that his chakra had begun to be used and circulated in a strange way. It was obvious that the Devil Cloth Ooze resurrection ceremony has begun. Seeing that Yizan was ignoring himself, the monster chose an opening that the villain often used. "My name is Warcraft Yizhe, from the Dark Planet," the monster said to Yizan. "Kill you." Yizan's eyes suddenly widened, the light flashed, and the figure disappeared instantly. Chapter 173_Absorb Energy. Yizan glanced at Yizhe, who was standing just where he was standing just now. His figure flashed, and the technique of Hiraishin was activated again. When he reappeared, he was already behind the demon beast Yego. Turtle School Qigong. When Yizan appeared again, the Turtle Qigong in his hand was already activated. Turtle Qigong can be said to be the most powerful skill in the Dragon Ball world. It can be used perfectly and exert great power when it is time. Turtle School Qigong. This move was used at the very beginning of Sun Wukong, and until the end, Sun Wukong has been using this move all the time. However, compared to the incomparably powerful compatibility of Turtle Qigong still has a very troublesome shortcoming in the world of Dragon Ball, that is, the stiffness that is activated in advance. This stagnation is nothing when fighting with low-level martial arts in the 7 Dragon Balls, but after a little promotion, the shortcomings of the Turtle Qigong will appear. Although this rigidity is not long, the result of a master's trick and miss is a world of difference. Therefore, it is estimated that only Sun Wukong, the protagonist of Dragon Ball, can be used. However, now that there is another Yizan can make good use of time and space ninjutsu to activate Turtle Qigong in advance to avoid this premonition. Boom! A loud sound resounded in the spaceship, however. Hiccup! A hiccup sounded in the darkness. Your moves are really powerful, but unfortunately, this is the Dark Planet, my territory. The voice of Warcraft Yizhe rang in Yizan's ears. At this time, Yizan noticed that the place he was in was not that spaceship anymore. Space-time ninjutsu. Yizan's eyes narrowed slightly. When he used the Hiraishin technique, a space-time fluctuation also appeared beside him. Originally, Yizan thought that there was a problem with his Hiraishin, but now it seems that it is not. How is it? Surprised. Shocked. Warcraft Yizhe looked at Yizan and laughed. This is the magic of the great magician, Lord Babidi. Yizan glanced at the demon beast, and the mark of Hiraishin's technique could not be felt, but it was beyond the range of Chakra's perception, so if he wanted to return to the battlefield, he had to rely on teleportation, that is to say, the monster in front of him must be resolved. Trouble, Yizan said casually, and the figure instantly charged towards the demon beast. Boom! The huge sound accompanied by extreme strength continued to attack the demon beast. But time and time again, Warcraft Yizhe kept absorbing Yizan's attacks. Ha ha ha, it's useless, but I can absorb the existence of light. No matter what kind of attack, I can absorb it. Warcraft Yizhe looked at Yizan and shouted. As much as you can absorb. Yizan frowned. You know what? What I hate the most is this sentence, saying that your body can hold infinite energy. Following Yizan's words, countless chaotic energies were quickly transported through Yizan towards the body of the beast Yizhe. This move was specially developed by Yizan for this kind of person, similar to the precursor of Senpo, Sage Art, except that it transformed the natural chakra into the ubiquitous chi in the Dragon Ball world. However, the chi in the Dragon Ball world is messy, and there will be problems after forcibly absorbed. So _. No, too much. Warcraft Yi grinned at Yizan at first, but after a while, he shouted in horror. However, it was already too late. Yizan's hand seemed to be connected to the entire universe, and all kinds of messy energy quickly filled the body of demon beast Yej. Boom! With a cracking sound, the demon beast finally overeats and explodes to death. HMPH. Yizan snorted coldly, looking at the dead monster. How much chi a person can hold represents the strength of that person, just you. How dare you pretend to absorb everything? Yizan said, pressing his finger on his forehead. The figure has disappeared on the dark planet. Why are you here? Yizan frowned, looking at Bidili outside the spaceship, as well as Sun Wukong and Vegeta, and asked. Let's help you, Sun Wukong said to Yizan with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Well, okay, Yizan thought about it for a while, but still agreed with Sun Wukong and Vegeta to fight. It didn't take long for the three to meet Dapra, who had recovered. I really didn't expect that you could kill the demon beast and come back in such a short time. Dapra looked at Yizan and said, it should be teleportation, right? Yizan didn't pay attention to Dapra, and said to Sun Wukong and Vegeta beside him, this person is Dapra, the king of the demon realm, with strong combat power, and can use a variety of magics, and there is also a move with unknown means of activation. Can turn opponents into stone. Quote. Yizan said, crossed Dapra, and said to Sun Wukong and Vegeta, this person is handed over to the two of you. I know that the two of you rarely cooperate. I don't care how the process is. I only need the result. I am here. I don't want him to disturb me while preventing Majin Buu from resurrecting. Yizan's words caused both Sun Wukong and Vegeta to nod their heads quickly, and said to Yizan with a 3.9 rating like a good baby, don't worry. And Yizan also nodded, preparing to enter the depths of the spaceship. Don't think about it. Dapra blocked Yizan. And Sun Wukong and Vegeta also quickly blocked in front of Dapra. Yizan easily crossed Dapra and headed towards the interior of the spaceship. But Yizan didn't go far before he saw an extremely ugly person. I didn't expect someone to find it here so soon. Dapra is really trash. To the conclusion that this ugly man is the existence of the resurrected demon Buu. So ugly, Yizan looked at the man and said directly. Chapter 174-Buu Resurrection. Ugly. Yizan's words deeply hurt Babidi. Damn, it's terrible, how dare you call me ugly? Babidi looked at Yizan angrily, do you know who I am? Yizan looked at Babidi and didn't say anything else. Babidi had time to grind, but he didn't have time. The ceremony on the demon Buu's side didn't know how it was going. Om. A trembling and powerful air suddenly appeared in the air, which directly accompanied Yizan's attack towards Babidi. Look at me. Following Babidi's words, Yizan instantly found that he was no longer in place, but came to a planet with great gravity, perhaps when he was about to use teleportation. Dong dong. The sound of two physical landings attracted Yizan's attention, but it was Vegeta and Dapra. However, Yizan felt something was wrong with Vegeta. Is it under the control of Babidi? It's really troublesome, but, forget it, there's no time to delay here. Yizan 30 said that he quickly used multiple shadow clone techniques, and then, when using the instant body technique in Hiraishin, he moved rapidly not far from Vegeta and Dapora. While Yizan himself was using teleportation, he came to Earth again. Huh, you're back so soon. Babidi looked at Yizan. Without saying a word, he went straight into the depths of the spaceship. Although Babidi could resurrect the demon Buu, he was not powerful at all. Chi, after seeing Yizan, he went directly into the depths of the spaceship. Yizan followed closely behind, heading towards the depths of the spaceship. Although Yizan really wanted to use his chakra to use the Hiraishin technique, the strange thing was that although Yizan had easily noticed his chakra, there were times when the chakra itself could not use Hiraishin. Trouble. Yizan frowned tightly and walked towards the place where Buu was resurrected. However, it was too late at this time, and Yizan's footsteps stopped instantly. Woo. Yizan exhaled slightly and sat quietly on the ground. And when Yizan was sitting on the ground, on the other hand. Babidi looked at the seal in front of him and laughed. Majin Buu, finally resurrected. Majin Buu in front of Babidi, with a crazy look in his eyes. The whole world is mine, Majin Buu. Following Babidi's words, Babidi came to Majin Buu. Majin Buu, I'm Babidi. Following Babidi's words, Babidi began to convey the words in front of Majin Buu to allow Majin Buu to fill his orders, and he continued to use his ability to control evil people. However, you are so annoying. Majin Buu yelled at Babidi, and then, boom. Majin Buu just pointed at Babidi at random, and turned Babidi into a cookie and ate it in one bite. Woo. Yizan took a slow breath, got up, the consumption has completely recovered, and at the same time, Yizan came to the passage of the spaceship again, looking at the depths of the passage. Majin Buu. Yizan said something, and the breath on his body surged rapidly. However, what Yizan could not have imagined was that the demon Buu did not pass through Yizan's passage according to common sense, but directly pierced the spaceship with chi and flew away. Ah, it's really unreasonable to play cards. Yizan was speechless, watching the devil Buu leave. In my heart, I said to the king, Zhuang, let me tell you the unfortunate news that the demon Buu has left. I will go after him, but it is estimated that it will take a while to catch up. During the second time, I don't know that Buu will meet. Do something. Yizan wrote, and directly pursued towards demon Buu. And at the same time, Vegeta's side, who was transferred by Babidi to intercept Yizan, also began to fight the demon king Dapra. Vegeta, stop. Yizan said to Vegeta and Dapra. In fact, Dapra's previous behavior was more because of Babidi's control, otherwise Dapra would not have released Majin Buu. Majin Buu messed up the entire universe a long time ago and killed several realm kings. Therefore, Dapra must also know the existence of Majin Buu, and the most troublesome thing is that Majin Buu is unreasonable. A sane Buu is an extremely troublesome being, so even Dapra wouldn't be interested in releasing Buu when he was sane. Thus, after Babidi's death, the control of the two had been lifted. After releasing the control of the two heard Yizan's words and immediately gave up to continue the fight. Okay, stop. Not long after the two gave up the fight, Yizan had used teleportation to come to the place where the two were fighting. The devil Buu has been resurrected, and now Sun Wukong is barely holding on. After I send you to Earth, I will join the war. That's it, don't resist. Yizan said, and directly brought 200 Vegeta and Dapra to Earth one by one. On the Earth side, Yizan went to when Vegeta and Dapra were. In front of Majin Buu, Sun Wukong did not know when he had blocked in front of Majin Buu. Don't think about it, Sun Wukong said to the demon Buu in front of him. Who are you? Majin Buu looked at Sun Wukong and said a little crazy. I'm Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong looked at the devil Buu and said, the one who wants to stop you. Stop me, Majin Buu laughed, and quickly attacked Sun Wukong. Boom boom. Fierce collisions continued to sound in the air. And Yizan came to Earth with Vegeta and Dapra at this time. Oh, it's already started, Yizan said as he looked at the battle in the sky. And Vegeta and Dapra were instantly aware of the battle in the sky. However, the battle looked a bit unequal. Sun Wukong was pressed and beaten. Vegeta said in surprise as he looked at Sun Wukong, who was being suppressed by Demon Buu. This is not the most troublesome. The most troublesome is the ability of Demon Buu. Yizan looked at Demon Buu and said with a frown. Chapter 175 _ Turn into Cookies. Magic Buu's ability. Vegeta looked at Yizan strangely. What ability? At this time, Dapra also said, yeah, sorry for what happened before, but I did hear that Majin Buu has an extremely powerful ability, but I don't know what this ability is. I only know that this ability can even easily kill the king, that is to say kill me. Dapra's words made Vegeta's eyes widen in shock. When he was controlled before, Vegeta and others were rational, that is to say, Vegeta can clearly remember himself and Dapra before. The matter of the battle is also very familiar to Dapora's strength, but an existence like Dapora has no power to fight back against Majin Buu. What ability is it? Vegeta said dully. It can kill you easily. Yizan said to Vegeta. I know one or two about the ability of the Devil Boo. He can turn people into biscuits and eat them, but it's not very clear if there is more. Yizan's words surprised everyone and looked at Yizan blankly. Into a cookie. Eat. Everyone looked at Yizan in amazement, unable to believe that this was true. Why does it sound so unbelievable? Everyone couldn't believe that this was really Majin Buu's ability. Turn people into biscuits and eat them. According to that, who is Majin Buu's opponent? It turns into cookies. No, it's not right. Everyone looked at the Majin Buu in the sky. Why hasn't Majin Buu used that ability yet? Everyone has some doubts. If you don't know, then leave the rest to me. At this time, Dapra appeared in front of everyone. What's the matter? Yizan looked at Dapra suspiciously, not knowing why Dapra exited at this time. Dapra looked at Yizan. I was controlled before and caused a catastrophe. Now, it's time for me to repay my debt. Dapra said to Yizan. What do you mean? Vegeta looked at Dapra strangely. Dapra glanced at the two of them, then turned and attacked Sun Wukong and Majin Buu. Boom boom. The battle in the sky continues. Then. Become a cookie. Majin Buu quickly turned Dapra into a biscuit and quickly ate it in his mouth. Seeing this, Yizan narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at Majin Buu. Just now Majin Buu activated his ability to turn Dapra into a cookie and eat it. But, why is Sun Wukong okay? Yizan said, narrowing his eyes slightly. Time passed, and soon. Turn into chocolate. Sun Wukong was also turned into chocolate by Majin Buu and ate it directly. It didn't turn into chocolate in the beginning, but at this time it did, and Dapra turned into a cookie before Sun Wukong. Yizan squinted his eyes slightly. It's not about the skill release interval, it should be about the amount of chi, or something else. Kakarot, Vegeta shouted while watching Sun Wukong, attacking directly towards Majin Buu. And Majin Buu also fought with Vegeta for a while before turning Vegeta into food and killing him directly. No, it's not right. Yizan narrowed his eyes slightly. I always feel that something is wrong, it's not a matter of how much anger is. Before Yizan had time to think about what was going on the other hand, Demon Buu had already looked at Yizan. Only you are left, I can feel it, you are so delicious. Demon Buu said frantically, looking at Yizan. Yizan, on the other hand, looked at the Demon Buu, and was extremely alert in his heart. At this time, the voice of the Realm King resounded in Yizan's heart again. Be careful, Majin Buu at this time has regained the strength of his heyday. The king's words made Yizan a little puzzled. So, do you know the strength of Majin Buu's heyday? Yizan's words made the real king pretend to be stupid and snort for a few words, but he didn't say much. However, Yizan didn't have time to pay attention to the king's affairs. Ha! Demon Buu quickly attacked Yizan. Yizan quickly left the place. At the same time, Majin Buu's attack also came to Yizan's side. Boom! The fierce impact was like a bomb, and it exploded directly beside Yizan. Super Saiyan, transform! Yizan's hair changed from black to gold, and a powerful chi burst out. It's really good. Demon Buu laughed and attacked Yizan frantically. Boom boom! The terrifying collision continued to sound in the air, and with the sound of explosions, the collision of the two kept tearing the ground. Yizan lowered his head, glanced at the devastated ground, and quickly headed towards the depths of the universe. Ha ha ha! Demon Buu kept laughing behind Yizan. Run away, keep running away. Yizan took time to look back at the Demon Buu, and his anxiety became even greater. If Yizan hadn't guessed wrong, the limitation of Majin Buu's ability to use this ability to turn others into food doesn't matter about the skill interval, nor does it matter anything else, it should be digestion ability. If Yizan remembered correctly, there was a plot in the original Dragon Ball novel. Yizan vaguely remembered that after the Devil Buu ate the food that he changed, the existences that were eaten by the Devil Buu would appear in the Majin Buu's stomach as constantly being digested, and if Yizan is not mistaken, Majin Buu's ability limit should be this digestion ability. Yizan can only be eaten by freeing up the digestive ability to eat Yizan. Yizan quickly walked towards the depths of the universe, taking time to look behind him. The demon Buu behind him was still closely following Yizan, and the crazy feeling made Yizan constantly think about his plans. As the saying goes, if you want to perish, you must first make it crazy, and now, Majin Buu is crazy, so perish. Chapter 176_My Strength. As the saying goes, if you want to destroy it, you must first make it crazy, and now that Majin Buu is crazy, then the death is not far away. Not far from a ghost. Yizan shouted. Yizan's perception is very strong, and the chi in Majin Buu becomes stronger and stronger with the passage of time, which proves that Sun Wukong, Vegeta and others who were eaten by Majin Buu are being devoured by demons. Human Buu digested quickly. It's really troublesome, Yizan said to Jia Wang in his heart. Jia Wang, do you have any way to kill Demon Buu? No, the Realm King smiled bitterly. If there were, would we still be so passive? That's it, returning to the Realm King. It's really weak, Yizan said slowly, but did not continue. The figure stopped slowly. If it's this distance, it should be almost the same. If we continue, it will be more troublesome if the Demon Buu is almost digested. Yizan thought. Demon Buu stood in front of Yizan. Why don't you run away? Wouldn't it be boring if you didn't run away? Majin Buu said slowly, heading towards the attack. Yizan slowly let out a sigh of relief. He looked at Majin Buu. Escape. Yizan's anger quickly moved. No, I just choose a place to fall for you, how about it? This place is not bad. As Yizan said, the chi in his body erupted again. The powerful chi threatened the Demon Buu like a terrifying wild beast. That's right, this place is really good as a place to bury you. Demon Buu yelled, rushing towards Yizan. Boom! A fierce collision shredded the entire space, causing a planet close to the battlefield to be torn apart. Yizan's terrifying combat power was once again reflected. I didn't expect that after the leisurely days, the strength increased faster. Yizan said slowly, looking at his hands. You are indeed strong, but... Majin Buu's eyes suddenly widened, his eyes widened in anger, and several white smoke appeared from Majin Buu's body. Ha! Majin Buu's chi actually increased again. There is more digestion in the body, and the chi has been fed back to Buu. Yizan looked at Buu and kept scanning the surroundings. Although the crazy Buu is almost irrational, if Majin Buu is a little weaker, Yizan can use a strategy to kill Majin Buu. However, Majin Buu's strength is extremely strong, and this strong strength can ignore the strategy. Damn, the aftermath of a powerful battle can't get anyone to spread the word about their actions. Yizan said so. His own actions cannot be known to Akatsuki, that is to say, Yizan cannot use the power of others to kill Majin Buu. Only on your own. But... Boom! A collision bloomed again beside Yizan. Cough cough. Yizan coughed heavily and looked at his stomach. With the blow just now, Majin Buu's strength has surpassed himself. It's really Ling Lai's attack. Yizan looked at the huge hole in his stomach, and blood was flowing from the huge hole. Six Paths Mode. Following Yizan's words, a mysterious white robe appeared on Yizan's body. The hole on Yizan's stomach twisted rapidly, and after a while, the huge wound stopped bleeding. Woo! Before Yizan could speak, the Devil Buu came to Yizan again, and attacked directly towards Yizan again. The art of Hiraishin. Yizan quickly left the place. It seems that it's time to make that decision. Yizan opened his eyes slightly, looked at Majin Buu, and took a deep breath. Cells, give me face, fusion, energy including chakra. A terrifying aura suddenly burst out from Yizan's body. The huge aura appeared beside Yizan like a huge Uzumaki, and then kept gathering towards Yizan. The powerful chi and the energy around him gathered towards Yizan's body. What is this? Demon Buu looked at Yizan in surprise. In fact, I have never wanted to fight. Fighting is really not something I like very much. Yizan said slowly. Yizan's words made Majin Buu a little confused. I want to fight or not. Fighting, death, these things are simply too comfortable. Demon Buu said, and quickly attacked Yizan. However, what happened next was far beyond Majin Buu's comprehension. Although that energy Uzumaki didn't seem very powerful, Majin Buu just couldn't get in touch with Yizan's existence. Can't even get close. You don't have to do useless work, you can't get in touch with me. Yizan said slowly, that's why I don't like fighting. Once it involves the battle of life and death, those battles are extremely troublesome, because anyone it's not something to look down on. Just like you have the ability to transform others into food and then increase your strength by eating others. I also have my ability, but I haven't used it for a long time. I just don't like fighting, that's why I haven't used it all the time. Yizan said, a powerful breath suddenly burst out of his body. Boom! An explosion from the depths of his soul made Majin Buu back a few steps. What is this? Demon Buu looked at Yizan and said suspiciously. Yizan, on the other hand, looked up at his side. The huge Susanoo and the wooden man shrouded Yizan's body, and the chakra of the nine-tailed beast also quickly emerged. Not only that, but a strange purple-black arrogance also appeared on Yizan's body. All the energy in Yizan's body slowly merged. These are my energy, or my strength, Yi Xuanfang said lightly. How is that possible? Demon Buu said in disbelief, looking at the energy shrouded in Yizan in shock. Chapter 177 _ Track of Fate. These are my energy, or my strength, Yi Xuanfang said lightly. How is that possible? Demon Buu looked at the energy shrouded in Yizan in shock, and said in disbelief, how could you have such a powerful force? Yizan said calmly, but very unfortunately, that's my strength. Following Yizan's words, numerous energies quickly formed a mass and appeared on top of Yizan's head, circling constantly. And at the same time, Yizan suddenly widened his eyes. Because Yizan discovered that when the face fruit pulled all his energy out of his body, Yizan himself could see the trajectory of fate more clearly. Yizan can see that after merging energy, he defeated Majin Buu, but was escaped by Majin Buu, and the escaped Majin Buu went to kill Kaiwang and others, becoming more powerful after that. Play against yourself again. Waiting for a series of operations, Yizan seems to have entered a whole new realm, very fascinated. However, this realm, it didn't take long for it to come to an end. The energy above Yizan's head quickly merged into Yizan's body. And the inflow of these energies made Yizan quickly get out of that state. Yizan sighed with regret. It seems that after this battle, I still need to study this ability. Yizan said slowly. Uzumaki disappear. Majin Buu attacked Yizan directly. However, Yizan looked at Majin Buu in a dazed way, and after a while, he seemed to have suddenly come to his senses, and he flashed past him with a slap in the face. Boom! A huge crash sounded, and a planet exploded instantly. Demon Buu was in a daze, watching the planet being blown up in a daze, feeling a little overwhelmed. What's the matter? Majin Buu is a little confused. After the planet exploded, the planet slowly dissipated, revealing Yizan inside. Yizan lowered his head and looked at his hand. It seems a little too powerful, Yizan said with a bit of sigh. This time the contact really made Yizan a little suspicious. Just now, Majin Buu's movements became very slow in front of him. Then, what he was planning to dodge was actually just trying to dodge to the side, but in the end, he directly installed the planet, and made Yizan even more surprisingly. After hitting the planet, he blew up the planet directly. This powerful feeling really makes people a little obsessed, Yizan said with some emotion. However, it's a pity, under normal circumstances, such a high combat power is not needed. Yizan said. You don't need. Demon Buu said to Yizan and shouted, you can give it to me. Demon Buu said, and attacked Yizan frantically. On the other hand, Yizan slowly raised his head and looked at Demon Buu. Boom boom. A huge crash sounded constantly beside Yizan. Yizan resisted at will, and the successive movements made Yizan constantly familiar with his body. Okay, the sparring is over. Yizan suddenly grabbed the hand of Majin Buu with one hand, and quickly attacked towards Majin Buu. The powerful attack exploded rapidly in front of Majin Buu. Boom. Yizan slowly looked at the Demon Buu in his hand, and kept attacking in his hands, attacking the Demon Buu one after another. Before long, Majin Buu's body was completely torn apart. As you can see from the trajectory of fate just now, Majin Buu can be resurrected as long as there is a little bit of his body left, so. Time and space blockade. Yizan blocks time and space, and at the same time, constantly destroys the remains of any Demon Buu. After a while, after Yizan completely destroyed everything, and blocked this piece of time and space again, he breathed a sigh of relief and used teleportation to return to the earth. And at the same time, at the moment when Yizan killed Majin Buu, in hell, Majin Buu has appeared. Send Majin Buu to Yama on earth. Yes, after the Demon Buu was killed by Yizan, he was sent to the underworld. However, Yizan didn't know Akatsuki about all this. Yizan is now on earth. Where Yizan lived in seclusion, both number 18 and Bidili looked at the door in front of them with unhappy expressions on their faces. Because inside the house, Bai Shui, Chi-Chi, and Bulma surrounded Yizan. It was obvious that Yizan had something to say, but he excluded number 18 and Bidili. Although number 18 and Bidili also came in, they were placed outside the house by Yizan. Husband, what are you doing? Both Kiki and Bulma looked at Yizan suspiciously. Bai Shui, on the other hand, looked around boredly, in a daze. I'm going to pass on my power to you, and I want to practice in another realm. Yizan said slowly. But Yizan's words made Bulma, Chi-Chi and even Bai Shui look at Yizan in amazement. Dad, what did you say? Bai Shui looked at Yizan and said suspiciously. This is a decision I made. Although it sounds incredible, right now, there is no powerful enemy on this side of the earth, so I am ready to enter that realm. Yizan said very seriously. Although Yizan's current strength is very strong, Yizan is still ready to go further, to control his destiny. This ability is really fascinating. Charming to the point where Yizan had to be obsessed with it. And when Yizan was about to enter that realm, on the other hand, in hell, Majin Buu recklessly turned all the ghosts in his eyes into food and swallowed it. In desperation, King Yama ran to find the real king. But King Yama didn't know that his behavior happened to be seen by Demon Buu. Hell, thus plunged into an unprecedented crisis of extinction. Chapter 178_What happened? In hell, it was originally dead and gloomy, and now the hell is extremely dilapidated. There are ruins and corpses everywhere, and there is a barren place in the eyes, without the slightest anger. It was hard to find some ghosts in hell, all of which were mourning. Among the wailing of many ghosts, one's name was mentioned the most. Yizan. Where is Yizan? Where is Yizan? The whole hell is looking for Yizan, because the culprit who turned hell into this shape was sent in by Yizan. The way hell has become like this is not someone else's masterpiece, but Majin Buu. How can there be such a powerful and evil existence in this world? This is the only thought of the many ghosts in hell right now. In addition to the people in hell, there are some people who are anxiously waiting for Yizan. Zhuang, is there no news about Yizan yet? Everyone looked anxiously at the king. Realm King shook his head. There is no news from the shouting. The propaganda that was unfavorable before seems to be a problem at this moment, and there is no news. What's the matter? Didn't there appear to be any problems with the shouting to Yizan before? Everyone looked at the king anxiously. The Realm King also shook his head, expressing that he did not know. Where's the person sent to look for Yizan? Didn't any news come back? The news came back, but there is no news of Yizan. The Realm King looked not far away with some emotion. So we're dead, then. Everyone looked at the passage leading to Zhuangxing. Although they didn't say it, they were very sure in their hearts that they were not the opponent of that demon Boo. When everyone was looking at the passage with worry. They all say there are stronger people here, which seems to be true. Everyone turned around one after another, and they all saw a person with strange yuhi-colored skin all over his body. It was Majin Buu. Ha! With a loud shout, the battle between everyone and Majin Buu began. On the other hand, Yizan looked at Bai Shui in front of him seriously, and finally Yizan decided to give all his energy to Bai Shui. Bai Shui, have you made up your mind? Yizan looked at Bai Shui and said so. Well, don't worry, Dad, I will take good care of the mothers. Yizan nodded and was about to start his ceremony. A man suddenly broke into Yizan's seclusion place. This behavior made Yizan frown instantly. To be honest, because this is his own place of seclusion, ordinary people cannot enter at all. Even if he wants to forcibly enter, it is not a simple matter. The complicated means, even if Yizan wants to break in, will cost a fortune. Fan Kung Fu, especially the intrusion of men, is even more difficult. And now, this man has entered his seclusion. There is only one explanation: this man carries his own breath. Ah! Yizan came to this man and was a little stunned. Behind him, Kiki showed a surprised smile. Dad, why are you here? Yes, the person here is Kiki's father. Yizan, it's not good, something happened in hell. After you killed the demon Boo, he slaughtered in hell. Yizan was stunned by the words of the Bull Demon King. The gods in hell have no response. The god was also killed. In short, the matter is extremely troublesome. The Realm King has been looking for you for a long time, and finally the Turtle Immortal found me. It is estimated that a long time has passed, so you have to hurry up. The words of the Bull Demon made Yizan a little helpless, and looked at Bai Shui who was beside him. Bai Shui, you need to wait for the original matter. It's okay, I'm not very happy to accept my father's power anyway. Bai Shui Tsunere looked at Yizan and said, I'm confident that I will become stronger. Yizan heard the words, nodded, and directly entered hell with teleportation. Then, Yizan widened his eyes. How is this possible? Yizan looked at all this in front of him in shock. Hell is devastated, although it is worth marveling, but Yizan is not amazed by this matter. Because Yizan found out that the scene in front of him was nothing else, it was the scene he saw after seeing the trajectory of fate when he was fighting against Demon Boo. Majin Buu killed everyone, destroyed the surrounding area, and then killed Kai King. Originally this was seen in Fate, exactly the same. Seeing this, Yizan quickly moved towards Zhuangxing. As soon as he arrived at Zhuangxing, Yizan's face became completely solemn. In Kaiwang Star, Majin Buu turned Kaiwang into candy and ate it. This scene was exactly the same as what he saw in his destiny. Fate, what the hell is going on? Yizan felt confused for the first time. I saw the future, and then killed Majin Buu, but because of my killing, this scene appeared in front of me. If I didn't see fate before, would this scene happen? If it doesn't happen, then the fact that you see fate is not within the scope of fate. And if you don't see this scene in your destiny, what will the result be? There was some confusion in Yizan's head. I don't know if I changed my destiny, or if my destiny pushed 4.5 to move me. When Yizan was thinking about this. It's you, Demon Boo said as he looked at Yizan and grinned. Demon Boo was very happy with Yizan's arrival. He finally succeeded in his practice. Then, Yizan acted as his next stepping stone very well. This feeling made Demon Boo feel good. Are you going to fight me in this situation? Yizan glanced around. The Demon Boo had already devoured the Realm King, and it is estimated that he could not digest some indigestible existences, such as himself, in the near future. Of course I'm going to fight you. Demon Boo shouted and quickly attacked Yizan. Powerful air, splashing everywhere. Yizan stared at the attack of Demon Boo with a fixed smile, and the corner of his mouth cracked. Chapter 179 _ Indigestion. Boom. With a violent crash, Yizan's footsteps instantly fell into the Zhuang star. As a supergravity planet, there is no doubt about its hardness, but even so, the battle between Yizan and Majin Buu still destroyed the ground of Zhuang a little. Look, I'm still so strong. Demon Buu looked at Yizan, stretched out his hands, and showed his strength. On the other hand, Yizan stared at Majin Buu, a smile suddenly cracked at the corner of his mouth, and his energy suddenly exploded. Boom! Demon Buu quickly retreated and looked at Yizan alertly. The energy in Yizan's body quickly condensed, and after a while, in the terrified eyes of Demon Buu, a Susanoo with an orange tail beast clothes appeared. Woo! Yizan exhaled slightly, and unlike the previous Susanoo, 30 Yizan's energy has been merged with chakra. Therefore, the current Susanoo is more suitable for high-intensity battles than the previous one. It's time to let you know what is truly powerful. The gigantic Susanoo attacked Majin Buu at a high speed with a fierce energy. Boom! The violent impact brought a terrifying crash sound, and Demon Buu blocked Yizan's attack. Although Majin Buu had time to react and blocked Yizan's attack, Majin Buu itself did not have such a strong defense. This means... How is this possible? Majin Buu looked at his body. Although Demon Buu blocked Yizan's attack, he couldn't defend against Yizan's attack, and was directly divided into two by Yizan. Impossible! Demon Buu yelled, and the hollow body spewed out some smoke, and then, under Yizan's shocked gaze, the spouted smoke quickly aggregated and turned into an incomparable figure. Skinny Buu. After this Buu appeared, he instantly ate Buu, who had been divided into two by Yizan. I ate you. Thin Buu, who had just eaten Buu, instantly widened his eyes, shouted at Yizan, and quickly attacked Yizan. Yizan raised his eyebrows as he watched Buu who was attacking him. The speed has gotten faster. Boom! A terrifying sound of impact. Yizan watched as Susanoo's armor was partially shattered. The attack strength has also increased. And what about defense? Yizan took a deep breath, and the breath on his body quickly mobilized, and a powerful breath permeated all around Yizan. Ha! Yizan shouted and attacked Buu directly. This time, you can't kill me. Buu shouted at Yizan, his chi rapidly spreading all over Buu's body. With both of them extremely confident, Yizan's attack finally approached Buu's body. The explosion, the incomparably violent explosion, even directly destroyed the Zhuang planet in half. In the explosion. I said, you can't kill me. Buu's voice sounded slowly amid the intense explosion. Yizan turned his head to look at Buu, his eyes narrowed with a sharp light. I just said, such a powerful ability of yours should not have extremely obvious and fatal shortcomings. Now it seems that after you have indigestion, it splits directly, and then you can easily digest the existence that you would have taken a while to digest. Quote. Yizan squinted his eyes slightly. The Buu just now obviously couldn't digest it, but after it was split and swallowed, Yizan clearly felt that Buu's digestion had been completely digested. This is a positive measure that you can't digest, right? Yizan's mouth cracked into a crazy smile. Unfortunately, my abilities haven't come out yet. Yizan suddenly widened his eyes. Cells give me face, become stronger, and make Buu weaker. Following Yizan's words, a strange aura enveloped Yizan and Buu. In an instant, Yizan's chi was like pouring a barrel of gasoline on the firewood, and it burned even more vigorously. Contrary to Yizan's chi, Buu's chi was like pouring a bucket of water on the fire, and instantly became weaker. Weakened my chi. Buu glanced at his chi and said to Yizan, but, it's useless. Buu said, and instantly used his ability on Yizan. Boom. With a strange voice, Yizan only felt that his facial features were blocked in an instant. Although his strength was still very strong, he had no room to play, so he couldn't hit the air, right? This is the truth of Buu's ability, right? Similar to space. Yizan looked around. Yes, Yizan felt as if he had been placed into a dimensional space, and this space was closed and could not be felt to the anger of others, cannot use teleportation and Horaitian technique. It seems that it has been turned into something to eat, right? Che, so, The 067 thing eaten is just an appearance. In essence, it is a sealing technique or space confinement. Yi-zan slowly said. Unlike Dragon Ball, who only knows how to fight and become stronger, Yi-zan, who has experienced many worlds, can analyze many moves very well, and there are many mysterious moves in the world of Dragon Ball Xion. Now Yi-zan can also analyze one or two. The essence of Buu turning other people into food is actually space confinement or sealing. It didn't take long for Yi-zan to find that the space he was in had turned into a pink Yui color. Has it been eaten yet? Yi-zan soon found that his energy was quickly pulled away by this time and space. This time, it's easy to say when you understand it. Yi-zan nodded slowly, and a white shield lit up on his body. Woo! Yi-zan let out a slight breath and slowly sat down. The next thing is very simple, kill the time. Yi-zan also has the means to absorb the energy of others, but Yi-zan doesn't use it very often. After all, the energy obtained from others is still somewhat mixed. But now, it's okay to use it. Anyway, Yi-zan also has the means to purify energy. Chapter 180 in Buu's belly. Gollum. A grunt of stomach pain sounded from inside Buu's stomach. Buu looked at his stomach suspiciously. This thing has never happened before. What's wrong? Buu thought strangely. Well, Majin Buu really has never encountered such a situation. After all, Majin Buu has never encountered such a situation. It's strange, that person ate it, why didn't there be any change? Majin Buu was a little strange. However, Majin Buu quickly put this matter behind him. After all, this matter is not a big deal. However, Majin Buu soon realized that something was wrong. When he used his own ability to turn others into food, Majin Buu found that he seemed to have no such ability at all, and could not digest the food he ate. What the hell happened to that Yi-zan? Why has my digestive ability almost completely degraded after eating him? Demon Buu was really flustered. Majin Buu had just used an emergency measure that failed to digest, and now he can't use it again. And Majin Buu's belly. I didn't expect it to have such a powerful and mixed energy. Majin Buu, no wonder it's called Majin. Yi-zan was a little sighed. All kinds of mixed and huge chi let Yi-zan know how many powerful beings the Demon Buu had killed. However, these chi are now assigned to Yi-zan to use. Numerous chi were continuously absorbed by Yi-zan's milky white shield, then purified by Yi-zan and absorbed into Yi-zan's own body. It's really a good place. Yi-zan slowly evoked a smile. The absorption ability of the hungry ghost, plus the purification of the face fruit, such a good combination, let Yi-zan grow himself easily strength. This kind of place is simply a treasured place for cultivation, placed on top of the immortals, a proper fairyland. Just that this, fairyland, is a bit weird, it's in the belly of the devil Buu. Majin Buu is really not a normal creature. Through the reminder from the king, I seem to vaguely remember that Majin Buu itself was created, similar to the existence of a war machine. Yi-zan looked around. Look now. Come on, this place is not bad. Quote. Yi-zan said. The milky white shield expanded again. Gollum. This time, Majin Buu felt even more obvious, that is, stomach pain. This is a real indigestion. Demon Buu swallowed Yi-zan directly, as if he had acted before, without thinking about the consequences of doing so, or that the person who made Demon Buu did not consider this situation. Majin Buu, who had never felt such discomfort, was venting frantically in hell. However, no matter what Majin Buu did, the pain in Majin Buu's stomach did not diminish at all. On the contrary, it became more and more painful. In fact, this is normal. Majin Buu's pain was actually caused by Yi-zan's absorption of the chi in Majin Buu's body. That huge amount of chi was the basis for Majin Buu to survive, and it was the pain of pulling away his own energy abruptly. However, Yi-zan didn't know about this matter, or in other words, he didn't care if he knew it. After all, this scene didn't seem to have any hot battles, but it was a matter of life and death, and Yi-zan couldn't take it lightly. In this way, with the passage of time, Yi-zan's chi became stronger and stronger, and Boo's pain became more and more severe. Finally one day, Boo, who had always been in great pain, suddenly covered his mouth. Gruff. Demon Boo instantly spit out a milky white ball of light, and after leaving Boo's mouth, the wind rose and quickly turned into Yizan. Yizan was stunned, looking at the surrounding scene. He finally understood that he was forced out by Demon Boo. It is also embarrassing for him. You know, the original way to deal with indigestion is to split up a new Boo and devour the original Boo, but because of the battle with himself, plus the fact that he is in Boo's stomach, the behavior inside caused Majin Buu to become like this. The benefits I get are quite big. Yizan looked at his hands. At this moment, Yizan really felt that he was different. This difference is not psychological, but strength. Yizan can easily perceive how powerful he is. This powerful feeling makes Yizan have a different illusion, that is, he and Demon Boo are no longer in the same dimension. No, not an illusion. Yizan quickly shook his head. It turned out to be, really. Yizan really felt that he was aloof and was in another dimension, a different dimension. This dimension was similar to a higher dimension. Because I am too powerful, and then, in order to avoid an unbearable situation, did time and space directly put me into a higher dimension. Yizan looked around, and although he could clearly feel everything around him, Yizan knew clearly and plainly that he was no longer in that dimension. And then, the words of Demon Boo made Yizan confirm his guess. Is my stomach ache the one you're making? Humph. It's been completely digested, and there's not even a trace of a strong man on my body, but it's as stinky and hard as a toilet stone. Majin Buu said to Yizan. Obviously, Majin Buu couldn't feel the chi in Yizan's body. But Yizan could clearly feel that his own strength was unprecedentedly powerful. Sure enough, they are already not in the same dimension. Yizan looked at Demon Boo and pondered. When Demon Boo saw that Yizan had no response, he shouted and attacked Yizan quickly. Although you can't take revenge for my pain, but in order to prevent too many nights, you should die. Demon Boo yelled, attacking Yizan. Chapter 181-Boo explodes again. Even Majin Buu could not avoid suffering, so he directly and decisively shot at Yizan. Yizan looked at the attacking Majin Buu. He didn't know why, but felt that Majin Buu's attack was very weak. Yizan raised his hand slightly. Boom! The powerful energy splashed everywhere in an instant, turning all the sights into ruins, and the terrifying power was vividly reflected at this moment. Majin Buu looked at everything around him and said arrogantly, such a powerful attack, should be dead. Yizan glanced at Majin Buu and attacked Majin Buu again. Boom! The sound of the successive impacts made the entire hell tremble unbearably. Ha 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 ha, I didn't expect me to be so powerful. Demon Boo yelled at Yizan, and the attacks in his hands attacked Yizan one after another. Clap! Yizan easily grabbed Majin Buu's fist and looked at Majin Buu coldly. Huh! Demon Boo looked at Yizan strangely, as if he couldn't believe that his fist was caught so easily. Yizan sighed slightly. It seems that you still don't understand 590 up to now. The destruction around is not your behavior, but mine. Yizan's words made Majin Buu feel very incredible. Looking at Yizan, who didn't have any aura, he said frantically, impossible, you obviously don't have any energy, you don't have the aura of any strong man, you can't be so powerful. And Yizan just looked at Majin Buu quietly, and the attack in his hand attacked Majin Buu again. Boom! A powerful force rushed directly towards Majin Buu. Being hit from the front, this time, Majin Buu finally felt Yizan's attack. Powerful, mysterious, unknown, and cranky. The arrogant attack unscrupulously destroyed the body of the Demon Buu, causing the Demon Buu to shout at Yizan, impossible. How can you be so powerful? Yizan shook his head. It doesn't matter, maybe it's impossible. Goodbye. Following Yizan's words, Demon Buu was hit again by Yizan's attack. No, Demon Buu yelled, don't kill me. Yizan shook his head slightly. It's a pity, what I'm going to do next. I really don't worry about you being on the side, don't blame me. Seriously, if it wasn't for the fact that what Yizan needed to do next was to give up his own power to realize his destiny, he wouldn't necessarily kill Majin Buu. After all, in the original book, Majin Buu was finally rehabilitated. It's just a pity, not to mention that Yizan doesn't have time to do this now. Just talking about the act of letting Majin Buu be killed by Yizan has already made Majin Buu lose a chance to be reformed. In addition to what happened after Majin Buu came to hell, Yizan was really worried about continuing to correct the evil Buu. So, goodbye. Following Yizan's words, terrifying energy directly filled Majin Buu's body. Majin Buu's body was torn apart again. In an instant, Majin Buu, who was already killed, was killed by Yizan in hell again, and his soul was scattered. Yizan looked at the completely dead demon Buu and sighed slowly. Okay, then, let's start the practice of destiny thoroughly. Yizan said slowly, and it didn't take long before he left hell with teleportation. Anyway, the matter here has been resolved. Next, Yizan still needs to practice his destiny. 18 and Bidili, who had been waiting in the room, quickly surrounded him. Are you all right? All the girls were nervously surrounding Yizan. It's okay. Yizan shook his head slightly. It's just Demon Buu. He has already killed it once before, and it is not too difficult to kill once again. But Yizan's words made number 18. He directly stood in front of Yizan. No. Didn't you already say that you want to enjoy life well in the future? On the 18th, Yizan scratched his head in distress. However, the destruction of the world is also a very troublesome thing. Yizan looked at number 18 and slowly rubbed number 18's head, making number 18 narrow his eyes comfortably. And Yizan looked at Bai Shui. Okay Bai Shui, get ready, I will transfer my strength to you soon. Bai Shui quickly shook her head. No, Dad, I suddenly realize that your strength is best placed on you. I can't do anything to protect the earth. Maybe that was a little distressed after hearing Bai Shui's words. Looking at Bulma and Kiki. Don't look at me, I won't do it either. Bulma and Kiki said the same thing. Yizan embarrassedly touched his nose, but in desperation, he had no choice but to focus on number 18. Number 18, come on. No, 18 was taken aback. Is it really possible? But Yizan's words made Chi-Chi, Bulma, and Bai Shui all object. No. Then you might as well put it on us. Yizan shook his head. Okay, it's alright, I believe in the 18th. Yizan looked at number 18. After so long of understanding, Yizan finally knew what happened to the behavior before number 18. Okay, that's the decision. Yizan looked at the crowd and said slowly. Following Yizan's words, Yizan and number 18 entered a huge enclosed space. Okay, then you just need to cooperate with me well. Don't worry, it will be fine soon. Yizan's words made number 18 shake his head quickly. Compared to this, I want to get another of you, that is what you call me. I want to hear you call me my wife. No, 18 said, suddenly stood up and took off his clothes. Chapter 182 to find the trail. Yizan looked at the body in his arms, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Yizan never expected that number 18 would be so comfortable on the bunk. Let's not talk about all kinds of madness, just talk about the ability of the 18th to be like a liquid robot, which can transform his body and appearance at will. It's cool. Yizan couldn't help sighing with emotion. And following Yizan's words, number 18 opened his eyes slightly. Husband. On the 18th, Xiao Yuyan looked at Yizan curiously. Yizan nodded and said to number 18, okay, after you have almost rested, you can start. Yizan's words made number 18 nodded and looked at Yizan tenderly. You have to be careful. Yizan waved his hand. Don't worry, there won't be any big problems. Time passed, and it didn't take long for the 18th to recover completely. After all, don't mention other things, it's just to stabilize the mood. I'm all right. Following the words of the 18th, Yizan quickly began to arrange. Okay, just sit here, relax, don't resist. Yizan's words made number 18 nodded, and his body slowly relaxed. Time passed slowly. And Yizan came to number 18 feet's side, put his hands on number 18 feet's stomach quickly, and the energy from his body quickly gathered into number 18 feet's body. After a few days, Yizan finally breathed a sigh of relief and stood up weakly. And number 18 also stood up slowly and looked at his hands. I can't believe that, husband, you are so powerful. Really? Yizan sat down slightly and said to number 18, then slowly digest my energy. I have already felt my new realm, I need to consolidate it. Following Yizan's words, Yizan directly pushed open a door and walked in. After entering the room, Yizan sat cross-legged on the bed. Fate. Yizan let out a slow breath, feeling the many fate tracks around him. Is this the trajectory of fate? Intricate and mysterious. Yizan felt everything slowly and spoke slowly. However, despite this, Yizan still senses the trajectory of fate. With no time, no space, or even a sense of destiny, Yizan wandered without direction. After an unknown amount of time, Yizan finally slowly opened his eyes. Why? Where is the problem? Why can't I understand the trajectory of fate? Yizan quickly shook his head and looked around. Cough cough cough. Yizan just got up, and a burst of dust suddenly rose around him. It was obvious that Yizan had been sitting in this place for some days. It's been so long. Yizan was a little surprised. Although he knew that time would definitely pass when he realized it before, what Yizan didn't expect was that time has passed so long. Yizan slowly walked towards the door. Squeak. The moment the door just opened, Yizan felt that he was surrounded by a warm and soft place. Husband, you finally came out. You scared me to death. I thought something was wrong with you inside. The voice of number 18 brought a helpless smile to Yizan's mouth. Okay, number 18, didn't I come out? Yizan broke free from the gentle fierceness and said to number 18, it's alright. No, 18 nodded and walked towards the outside with Yizan slowly. How's it going? As soon as they came out, both Boma Chichi and Bai Shui asked around Yizan. Not so good. Although there has been some progress, it is not much. I am going to experiment with other measures. Yizan looked at Boma, Chichi, and Bai Shui, and said thoughtfully. Measures? What measures? Boma looked at Yizan with some doubts. Yizan was silent, thinking constantly in his mind. Time passed slowly, and after a while, Yi Shuingkai slowly said to the girls, I'm going to go to another world to test this practice. Another world. Yizan's words made all the girls look at Yizan in confusion. Yizan, however, looked at Bulma. After a while, he looked at number 18, and after that, he looked at Chi-Chi and Bai Shui again. In the end, he lowered his head silently. When Yizan realized the operation of fate, he discovered one thing. The operation of fate in a world with a relatively high force value is more disorganized and unpredictable. Because of this, Yizan was going to go to a world with a slightly lower force value. But what Yizan is worried about now is whether he should bring his own woman in a world with a lower force value. In particular, the woman on the 18th is quite satisfied with herself. Time passed slowly. After a while, Yizan finally determined the world he was going to next, Detective Conan. Among the many worlds, the world of Detective Conan can be said to be one of the few worlds without powerful superpowers, but it is very famous. Moreover, the cases in it are mysterious and complicated, which is more conducive to Yizan's understanding of the fate of the world. Since it is decided that it is Detective Conan, then let us take number 18. As for Bulma and Bai Shui, Yizan looked at Bai Shui. Bai Shui, I'm going to another world, are you going? Bai Shui glanced at Yizan. If I don't go, can I find you? Of course I will build a passage between the two worlds, and of course you can all pass. Yizan said with a smile. Then I won't go. Bai Shui looked at Yizan and said, when I miss my father, I will go see my father. Bai Shui's words, Yizan nodded and said to number 18. Then on number 18, you can go with me. What about Buma? Are you going? Boma shook his head. Since Bai Shui doesn't go, then I'll live here with Bai Shui. Bulma's words made Yizan nodded, and then he was in the eyes of everyone in surprise. Space, give me a face and build a passage to the world of Detective Conan.